butter.
The passion and excitement of the maroon and white is on CFAR 590, FlinFlonOnline.com, and 102.9 CFAR tonight.
So what's it? Oh, what a good scene that was. Head stretching out, highway robbery. Call the police.
Here with the call to action.
Who the heck saw this coming? I certainly didn't.
The voice of your Flin Flon Bombers.
They got scores! Lalamere has got his second of the night. Lalamere gobbled that one up like a big boy on a cheeseburger.
The one and only.
I know if it's me, I do it, but I'm an aggressive type of guy.
Mr. Rob Hart.
And welcome to the Whitney Forum and Parents Weekend. Flin Flon Bombers, Humboldt Broncos, all set to do battle for the fourth and final time this year. And boy, what a game again last night. How about those Flin Flon Bombers able to come back from not one but 2 3-goal deficits and take down arguably the top team, certainly in the SJHL, the Broncos. Thrilling 7-6 shootout victory, and saw a little bit of everything. Joey Lees continues his great start to the year. Now has 11 on the season. Reid Arbery, a couple of big goals to hit 10. I saw a goaltending change. I don't think a lot of people expected that. Devin Peck been very good for Flin Flon between the pipes the last little while. Not a lot of support early. The Broncos were definitely on offensively to start the game. Chased him 5 goals on 12 shots, but then make way for the Flin Flon Bomber backup netminder Matthew Bradley, who hadn't played a game in weeks, but he comes out and is absolutely sensational. 1 goal he gives up on 20 shots, and a lot of stories within the story, but all in all, a thrilling victory. Fans went home happy, and the Bombers finding a way to get another 2 points against arguably the best team in this league. I still don't know if it's as good as the game I witnessed between these two teams on the 27th. That one went to a shootout as well. Broncos took that one, but I'll tell you what, these two teams bring the best out of each other. We saw that in the playoffs again last year. We've seen it in repeated playoff matchup after matchup, and might slip back in the boot tonight. I got no reason to believe that it won't be another great matchup tonight.
Absolutely. I'm sorry I missed last night's game traveling, but I sure heard about it, and it sounded like one of the best there's been. And you're right, Rob. When these two teams get together, I can't think of a game that hasn't been a good one. So we expect the same tonight. The Bombers want to show well in front of their parents tonight. I got to meet a few of them, and always great weekend. So it's a big weekend here in Flin Flon, and I'm excited to see this Humboldt Bronco team.
Get to see Daniel Morozov. He'll make his Flin Flon Bomber debut tonight. He comes over from the Victoria Royals of the Western Hockey League, reassigned, so he'll make his Bomber debut here tonight. And with it being Parents Weekend, we'll see obviously some other personnel changes as well, as Lalamere's going to get back in lineup tonight. Morozov, we mentioned. We're going to see Hudson Breho's going to play again here tonight. First time we've seen him, actually, since he tried out for Canada West, because he missed that game in Melfort because he played that day.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to seeing Hudson Breho back in uniform tonight. We'll also get Jared Miskew. He's back in. Bruce did play last night as well, and we got Matt Bradley will be making the start after his great performance yesterday. And Finn Werner, another new goaltender, going to be backing up tonight. So some new faces, some ones we haven't seen for a while, but be a very interesting matchup again.
Absolutely, yeah. I got to meet Mr. Breho's family. It's a great-looking family. They're all in Bomber gear tonight, Bomber toques and hats, and they're excited about tonight's game, and as all the parents that are here are, and as I say, I'm really excited about this game, and it's good to be back in the booth with you, Rob. But it said in the preamble there that you're an aggressive guy on the radio, but in real life, Rob Hart's a sweetheart and a great guy. All the parents were talking about how they love to listen to the great Rob Hart, and I totally agree.
Well, we'll see what happens here tonight. I always love doing the games between the Bombers and Broncos. Unfortunately, it'll be their fourth and final meeting, but you almost think that they're on a collision course to meet the playoffs at some point as well. It is Parents Weekend. They're going to introduce all the Billow families. Are all the parents here? Do you know?
I don't think all of them are here.
Most of them are, though.
Most of them are. I can't remember who is not here, but there's a couple of parents that couldn't make it. Somebody's dad had hip surgery and couldn't come out, so Beck, his parents from Alaska. His dad had hip surgery and can't make it. So if he's listening, hello, I hope you get better soon, and you get down to Flin Flon. It's a long trip, I know.
So we're going to have that big ceremony coming up here, but we're also going to take a quick break and come back with the SJHL Coaches Show. We'll talk to the respective head coaches. Mike Reagan, obviously in good spirits, as his team, like we said, able to come back from a 3-goal deficit not once but twice last night. And anytime you can beat the front-running Humboldt Broncos, who, by the way, had a 7-game winning streak entering yesterday. They've only lost 4 games in regulation all year long. They're a juggernaut. They're the favorite to win the league this year, and they're always great when they got Braden Klamosko behind the bench. Won 2 league titles with the Battleford Stars. Won a national championship as a player with the Humboldt Broncos. The guy stinks with success.
He does, and he is one of the great, nice people in hockey. He's a great person.
And his dad's a fabulous guy, too.
I've never met his father, but I
tell you what, great guy.
Is he? Braden, just a real gentleman. So always great to have Braden Klamosko in the arena.
And looking forward to talking to him momentarily. We'll get to the respective coaches, and of course we got another great edition of Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Hockey back at the one and only Whitney Forum. Parents Weekend. It's a great night here in Flin Flon on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
It's Black Friday all month long at Great North GM in the Paw. That means $1,000 off all new inventory for November on top of other great deals, like 0% financing on select 2026 models, as well as all 2025 models and 1,500 light-duty trucks for up to 84 months. Plus, appointments are filling up fast, so book quickly to get your tires changed.
10 seconds.
Located 212 LaRose Avenue in the Paw. Experience the best November savings because it's always a great day at Great North GM in the Paw.
Good evening. Welcome to our SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan, the head coach here with the Bombers, will join us. Mike, and we're just chatting before he went to air. Wild game last night, but in the end, you get the end result. The thing that really impressed me about your team last night, you never stopped. You never quit. And even when you were down with a couple times, 3 goals, it didn't really. I didn't get the sense you were really in trouble. It just seemed to be the way your team was playing last night. I think that they worked hard.
No, there's a lot of resilience, Hardy, and really proud of the group. You know, I was saying after the game that it's probably one of the top 5, top 3 most resilient games I've ever coached in. Those young guys, they could have packed it in multiple times and they didn't. And, you know, maybe because it's Parents Weekend and they had a little extra motivation or whatever. But I really feel that as a team we grew a lot from last night's win. And, yeah, like I said, just really proud of the guys and sticking with it. And obviously Matt Bradley coming in and giving us a chance to get back into the game and making 19 out of 20 saves and then 3 for 3 in the shootout. And then, you know, Joey Lees continues his hot streak and scores the ultimate game-winning goal.
He certainly did, and just a beautiful goal in the shootout. Let's get back to Bradley for a second. Mike, I know Peck has played well. Certainly one of the big reasons you'd be able to turn things around here getting into last night's game. What were you thinking when you made the switch? I know you had to make it, but, you know, Bradley hasn't played much. Hadn't played for a while. What are you thinking when that move's made?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It didn't really give me much choice, you know, and I hate to say that because Peck has been really good for us and just was an off night for him. And it's funny because I wouldn't say that, like, he let in any terrible goals. It was just we weren't getting the save when we needed it. And, you know, we would score and then, you know, we'd let one in. And a lot of times, I mean, we were putting him in a tough position. So, you know, just one of those nights that it wasn't, you know, working for him and just kind of figured, well, we need something to turn things around here. And hopefully Brad's can come up with a couple big saves for us. And like you said, Hardy, it never felt like we were out of the game on the bench. Like I preached to the guys, I think, during the timeout that this game could end up being a 9-8 game. It ended up being a 7-6 game. But, you know, just real proud of the guys for sticking with it. And you know, happy for Brad's. He hasn't played a lot lately. And to come in and his mom's here and have the performance that he did, kudos to him.
I'm not sure how much you know about this, but I heard that his family drove like 3 days to get here to watch him play and look at the game he has.
No, I didn't know that they drove. I guess there's probably a lot of problems with the flights down in the U.S. with the government shut down there for a while. I'm not sure, but it'll be an interesting conversation to have with them after tonight's game, I guess. But, yeah, good for them coming all that way.
You mentioned Joey Lees, Mike, not just scoring, but scoring big goals, in particular on the power play. I mean, you're missing a lot of the big guns from these lethal power plays the last few years, but the guys out there are getting the job done. I mean, I think it was ranked 4th in the league heading into last night. You get some power play goals, and Lees has been good and scoring big goals when he needs to, but in particular, he's been good on the power play.
Well, I think, Joe's been here for 4 years now, and, I think that we had a good conversation this summer about, a great opportunity for him to step up and be put into good situations, and, he's been behind a lot of big guns for us over the years, and I think that's helped him learn a little bit, and it's time for him to break out, and we needed him to, and he's done a tremendous job, and I think that he's building off some confidence. Let's be honest. He had 5 goals his first 3 years here each year, 15. He's now at 11, and we've always felt like Joe could score more. I think the biggest thing is he's hitting the net a lot more, and he's picking his spots, and with that comes confidence, and proud of him, happy for him to do it in his hometown, and glad that he's producing for us.
Obviously, there's been a lot of hype about Leafs, but maybe one guy's kind of gone under the radar a little bit, but's been effective is Ray Arbery. He's got 10 goals now, and he scored 2 huge goals, including the tying goal last night with just under a minute to go. Yeah, there's another guy that's been here for a while, and, kind of a different role for him this year, and started out a little bit slow, and, he's earned his ice time and earned this opportunity, and again, a guy that we needed to rely on. We've always really liked Rito when he's been healthy. Knock on wood that he can continue to stay healthy, but he scored some big goals for us here, and obviously getting that tying goal was huge for us, and set up the big winner by Joe in the shootout. And when you're a 20-year-old on the team, you can't be a passenger. You need to be a guy that drives the bus, and both those guys have been at the front of the bus for sure. And quickly, Mike, I guess we're going to see Morozov. He's going to make his debut here tonight. He's young, but I know he brings a big pedigree, Western Hockey League experience, and I know you're probably excited to see what he can do. Yeah, I think that it's kind of funny. Didn't really know much about him, and Bigelow, while he was injured, sent me a message about having a buddy that might be interested in coming out this way, and we kind of did our homework on him, and it happened real quick, and the next thing you know, he was here. So, he's got 8 games of Western Hockey League experience. He skates well. He looks like an offensive threat. I think there's going to be an adjustment period for him for sure. New league, and everybody seems to struggle with coming to the SJHL at first. It's very physical, but I know that he's excited to be in the lineup here tonight, and we truly believe that, again, another young guy that has a lot of potential. A lot of fans probably don't know this, but we've got 12 18-year-olds on our team and 2 17-year-olds. And I talked about last year being a young team. This year when you have 14 guys that are 18 and under, it's unheard of. But I think that's kind of the change of the landscape of hockey with the Western Hockey League and the NCAA and the BCHL. So it's obviously different, but we like all these young guys, and I think that we've got a pretty good lineup here. Sounds good, Mike. Good luck against the Broncos. 4th and final meeting tonight. They've all been classics so far, so I'm assuming tonight probably won't be any different. Yes, thanks very much, Robert. Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, once again here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for.
SHL Coaches Show continues. Braden Klamosko of the Humboldt Broncos joins us. Braden, just chatting before we went to air. Boy, what a wild game last night. 2 3-goal leads with the group that you have. Usually that's kind of money in the bank, but you got to give Flin Flon credit. They fought hard.
For sure they did. Yeah. It's never a done deal till the buzzer sounds, and Flin Flon kept coming.
They certainly did. And saying that, a little bit of a controversial goal. Goalie loses his mask. Did kind of everybody stop on the ice when that happened? I know it's a tough play, and usually it's whistled down right away. The argument I heard was it happened so fast, but did it kind of throw your guys off there? Did they kind of stop?
Yeah, I'm sure it did a little bit. There's no excuses. You know, it happens. Things happen fast. You know, the refs gave us an explanation that it was so quick that they just let it happen. So, you know, it is what it is. It's part of the game, and we learn from it.
Another exciting game. I don't know if it was as good as that game on the 27th between these two teams. I thought that was a fabulous hockey game. But, boy, there never ever seems to be a boring, mundane game. Something always seems to happen when these teams play.
Isn't that the truth, Hardy? It's been all year. There's been some special games, and it's been great. It's been great for both sides. You can tell both teams get better because of it, and that's what you want. You know, it's you want to get pushed and tested, and I think both teams are pushing their limits, you know, versus each other so far this season.
You already had a deep team. You brought Phillips in. He scores 2 goals in his debut.
Yeah, no, great debuts, right? And there was a big body out there, which we need.
Was that kind of the thing? I mean, you obviously did your homework on him. He's got major junior experience. I get that, but was his size the one thing that really kind of intrigued you about him?
Yeah, for sure. I thought there's one thing we probably lack is a bit of size up front, and adding him definitely helps that.
Kotai, I mean, I didn't think he played bad last night. I know you get him in there. It's tough to get in with the year that Tripp's having, but I know that as a coach, as exciting as it is for the fans, you never want to give up 7 goals in a hockey game.
You never do, for sure. And I think we could have helped him in some areas. You know, I think there's not many that you could tell him that, hey, we want that one back. So he's got to play too. Like, you can't have Tripp play 58 games. Right. You know, he's been great, and we're in a stretch here that, you know, we played 5 in 9 days. So, you know, you can't ride your starters throughout. And, you know, coach has been waiting for an opportunity, and he got his opportunity here tonight, or last night, and, you know, he made some big saves as well.
So you're going to go back with Tripp tonight?
We are, yes.
What a season, a .947 save percentage. I don't care what league you're in. That's a tremendous number.
For sure, he's been solid for us. Gives us a chance to win every night, and, big reason why we are where we are.
You've had a lot of good goalies in your time. Is he going beyond expectation? Is he a little bit better than you thought he was maybe at this point of the year?
You know what? It's hard to say. Like, there's goalies, it's funny because some you think are going to be all-stars, some you aren't sure. Hey, Josh Kotai was a guy who was going to be our backup, so you never really know. You throw enough at the wall and you see what sticks type of thing.
4th and final meeting between these two teams, and you're having a great year. Only 4 regulation losses on the season, but I think after last night, you guys want this one bad.
Always, yeah, of course you do. You want it back, and you definitely want it bad and everything else. You know, it gives you the season series and everything like that. But I tell you, it's almost too bad, Hardy, that we're done after you guys after 20 games because they've been such good games so far.
I have a solution for that. We go back to the North and South divisions. We can play you 6 or 8 times again a year. That'd be fun.
I don't think so. I think the North traditionally is a lot stronger, Hardy. I like coming up here, but I don't like coming up here any more than twice.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll see you in the playoffs again. You never know, right?
We were just talking about Hanson and I. Every year I've played you guys in the playoffs since in my whole career. So wouldn't surprise me if we see each other again this year.
Well, you never know. But one thing for sure, it's exciting hockey. And I mean, the one thing I heard from people last night, and I'll get your take on it, the speed. I mean, I know that these two teams can really move, but I talked to a couple of guys and they thought that last night's tempo was as good a tempo as they've played in maybe the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's quick. It definitely is fast. If you can't keep up, you can't play. So it's a great tempo, and it's great hockey to watch.
Here at the Whitney Forum, is this a place? I mean, we always talk about the Bomber-Bronco rivalry, but your guys, did they get up coming into this building?
Always. It's a cool place to play. It's one of the best places to play. You know, it's exciting for all of us to be a part of it.
And I know I've asked this before as we wrap it up, but for a memory for you in this, where you played, of course, part of that national championship team, what jumps up for you when you're playing your career? Anything you can think of as a player that happened in this rink?
Lots, and a lot of them I can't even mention on here. I always loved the catcalling during the national anthem. Things that they used to say was hilarious, so it's something that I'll always remember.
And I can't let you go without asking you, who's going to win the big game tomorrow? I've heard from a very good source that Hanson's picked the Alouettes to win. I want to know who you got.
He better not have.
That's the word.
You know, we only have one choice here in Saskatchewan, so we know who we're all cheering for, and it should be a great game.
I think they'll get it done.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Listen, Brayden, great to see you again, and hopefully maybe another big playoff meeting between these two teams. It's always great hockey, but good luck to you and the Broncos. Great program, great team once again. I know tonight should be hopefully another, maybe the best of the 4 meetings.
That'd be pretty cool, Hardy.
There he is, Brayden Klamosko, well said, and like Mike Slick mentioned, just a tremendous hockey guy, tremendous guy, great, and Broncos got a good hockey team, no doubt about it. Like I said, they've sitting at the top of the standings. And the big thing that jumps out at me, because you look at the standings here, Mike, Kindersley is technically first place with 29 points, but they've lost, counting overtime and shootouts, 10 games. The Broncos have lost 4 times. That, to me, is the defining stat.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. Great for the Kindersley Clippers, by the way.
And I give them a lot of credit.
I know.
Well.
I looked at that myself. I said, gee, wow, good for Kindersley. But you're right. The Humboldt Broncos are the best team in the league. Statistically, I mean, numbers are numbers, I guess, but the number of losses is very impressive.
Well, the one thing, and getting back to the game last night where Flin Flon could tip their hat, I believe it's the best line in the league. Strizzy, Corti, and Miller, they all scored in last night's game, and Flin Flon still won.
Yeah, absolutely.
How often does that happen?
Not often, but, you know, I was looking at the stats. The Bombers have outshot them by quite a bit, and as the Bombers tend to do. You know, I know that Mr. Peck didn't have his best game, didn't have a lot of help from what I hear.
Yeah, there wasn't a bad goal on either goal.
Yeah. So, you know, that's, but still, too many goals on not enough shots, and the resiliency of the Bombers is something to commend them about. But they got to score, you know, when you get those shots, and it's sort of been that way for the last couple of years. They just outshoot teams like crazy, but don't get a lot of goals. And this team,
you've also got to look at where the shots are coming from.
That's right, fair enough. And you know, a stat that I think should be, and it might be hard to do, is instead of shots on goal is scoring chances.
Right.
Because you know, the shots on goal for a goalie don't mean all that much, because the shot could come from the other blue line and dribble in and count as a shot on goal. But scoring chances, even if the puck misses the net and the goalie makes a save on it and covers it, I think that's a good hockey play. So I know that's never going to happen, but I'd like it to.
No, that's a good point for sure. We're doing the parent-player introductions. It is Parents' Weekend, like we mentioned, so a little bit of a delay to start things off tonight, but very much looking forward to it. The fourth and final meeting. The Broncos won the first game. They've taken basically that points in all 3 meetings, including the point in the shootout loss last night. But there's been some pretty entertaining games here. The Broncos took the first game in Humboldt. That was back in the early part of October by a score of 5-3. The interesting thing about that game, Flin Flon led 2-0 before the game was even 5. So it's always changing.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so many different momentum shifts between these two teams. The Bombers had a quick 2-0 lead that night. Humboldt came on, and Flin Flon basically folded, and the Broncos won that game 5-3. Then they met again in the 27th. The Broncos were in complete control, a 3-0 lead early.
Yeah.
Reed Arbery got a fluky goal, but a big goal late in the opening period that night. And Flin Flon played 2 really tremendous periods in the second and third. Eventually lost the shootout, and then again last night, like we said, they came back from a couple 3-goal deficits. So I think with the amount of young players the Bombers have, they should look at these head-to-head meetings with Humboldt with some pride, because, like we said, the Broncos the best team, in my opinion, in the league at this point, and Flin Flon's been there. It'll be really interesting to see what kind of game we have tonight and how these Broncos respond.
Yeah, it's again, I can't remember seeing a bad game between these two teams, and I'm sure there has been, but I can't remember it. The Lee's family was just out there with Joey. They could ice a team themselves. There was a bunch of them out there, grandparents, girlfriends, sisters, and mom and dad. So, Joey got a big hand as he came out on the ice.
Well, what a game he had last night. He had 2 goals. He had 4 points and had the shootout winner. And it was exciting because when he scored the shootout goal last night, he came over to celebrate with the family. It was a really nice moment, actually. Yeah. And it was a beautiful goal that he scored in the shootout as well. And we'll see, obviously, to take nothing away from Kotai, but Tritt is in between the pipes tonight. And like I said, a .947 save percentage. His numbers are out of this world. Tritt right now, 11-2 on the year. He's got 3 shutouts. Listen to this, a goals against of 1.31 and a save percentage of .947. So that just tells you how good he is.
Yeah, very, very good. Hudson Breho may have just broken the record for a number of people on the red carpet there. He's got quite a bit of family here. And, of course, he lives with the Stintons. Lot of people on for him, which is awesome.
And we mentioned, if you're just joining us now, the play of the young goaltender Matthew Bradley last night. phenomenal. Hadn't played for a number of weeks, but boy, I gave him the first start. There's so many guys.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
I saw
the
that.
4-point night by Lees. Reed Arbery, the 2 big goals, including the one to tie it up late with less than a minute to go. But I really thought Bradley came in and really showed a lot of poise and a lot of character, especially with limited ice time this year. He's 2-2 on the year. Got a goals against of 3.29 and a save percentage of 901, but real gutsy effort by him, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. We pick the stars every night, and it's a hard job.
It is, actually.
Just because the team is there's no floaters on this team. Everybody works hard, and there's multiple people who could be stars almost every night, so it's a tough job. I don't like doing it, but we do it, and we pick who we think is right, and sometimes the in-arena people who pick agree with us, but a lot of times they don't, and I understand why, because it's so hard to pick stars on this really well-balanced Flin Flon Bomber hockey team.
Or you can do what I do, and you pick stars from other teams once in a while when they play well.
Yeah, absolutely. You try to do that too, and there's only 3 of them.
But yeah, you notice that when you're on the road on your own, how tough it is to actually pick those stars. I'm not going to disagree with you, but should be another great matchup here tonight. The Flin Flon Bombers, the Humboldt Broncos. It is Parents' Weekend, and it's always great when these 2 teams come together. And it will be the 4th and final meeting. And like Braden Klamosko said, key thing that he did mention in his interview, this is a big one because this is for the season series here tonight.
Yeah, it's always, almost every game in the SHL is big because it's so well balanced.
We're going to take a quick break, come back with the opening face-off momentarily. 4th and final meeting between the Bombers and Broncos straight ahead on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
The McDonald's drive-thru at the Walmart location is open Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Thursday to Saturday, 24 hours, and they're also open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Stop by, enjoy all your favorite menu items, including the Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, Chicken McNuggets, McChicken, delicious fries, and all your favorite breakfast items. And don't forget to check out the McDonald's app or come to McDonald's to redeem the back-to-school coupons, all at your local McDonald's restaurant at the Walmart location in Flin Flon.
Do you mean business when it comes to your education? We've got you covered at University College of the North. Whether you're just starting out or looking for a promotion, UCN offers a 1-year basic business principal certificate, a 2-year business administration diploma, and a 4-year Bachelor of Business Administration degree. Every path opens doors to more opportunities. Find out what works for you with UCN and apply now. UCN. Here you can.
10 seconds. University College of the North sa tinutigis kinomagay nao ay kanto pa din nao UCN.ca UCN Taga-Hispano.
Alrighty, the national anthem. Is that the greatest song in the world, Mike Slipper? Is that the greatest song in the world?
It gets you every time, doesn't it, Rob?
Bailey Holmes, builders of the games, as we get set for the 4th and final meeting between the Bombers and Broncos here tonight. We mentioned, of course, the youngster, Matt Bradley, going to get his first start against Humboldt. Came in relief yesterday. The 18-year-old out of Syracuse, New York. Still get the call. 2-2 on the year. Goals against a 3.29, save percentage of 901. And they're going to start things off on the back end here tonight with Nathan Mounier. He'll be back there to get things going with Ward, who's just been absolutely terrific since coming over for the BCHL. Up front, they're going to go with the big, a lot of beef up here. We're talking Rhett Ewan, Landon Alexander, a guy that we didn't even mention, but was so effective in last night's game. Throwing bombing hits, getting in there, works so hard. He's been great. Wide stick, 2 brilliant assists last night. Will center things off. Broncos going to go with a big line, maybe the best line in the league. Miller, Cordy, Stringy. And on the back end, they're going to go with the defenseman, Knutson, who was great last night. Hodowalchuk, who was also very good. And the number 1 goalie in the SJHL, Charlie Trett, back between the pipes, like we mentioned. 11-2 on the year. Goals against, 1.31, and a save percentage of 947. The Bailey home builders in the game, and we're underway. Play inside the Flin Flon zone. Bombers are working ahead. Here's Alexander. Looks ahead to Ewan, who's got a break. Rhett Ewan, back up front, there's a chance, ripped wide, but a great chance early for the Bombers on that 2-1. The Broncos quickly break back the other way. Here comes Miller, back to Cordy. He walks in, that hit a stick, went wide. These 2 teams can fly, and I know I mentioned to some people that were down at ice level, some of the players, they said as good a pace as they've seen in last night's game. And I'll tell you what, it's getting off to a nice start again tonight. Riho looking for the pass. Broken up that time by Martin. He'll bring it across the line, but quickly taken away from him. Flint, that guy can really move for the Broncos. He'll drop it over to the Broncos. Christian, he'll clear that back up the ice. It goes off Bruce's skate. Phillips, who made his debut last night, 2 goals to start the game. Races in there, all 6'7" of them. Here's Sim Chishin, veteran D-man. That's knocked away. Delisle picked it up. He feeds it back to Martin. And I ripped that inside the Humboldt zone. Picked up by Sim Chishin. He'll move it outside the line. Grabbed by Yakupchuk. He'll rip it right back in. Sim Chishin has it. Takes a look. Plays that ahead to LaSalle. LaSalle at center. Taps it back in the Flin Flon zone. Miscue back in uniform tonight. Tried to get a hold of it. Flint got it first. He'll throw it back in deep. But Sean's pass goes wide, and this should be an icing call as Cruto will go back, and it will be an icing call. We're just underway. Minute 47 gone, and a great pace again. We've already seen a pretty good chance both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob, I looked over at the Humboldt bench, and as I said, this is my first time seeing him. I said, where's Braden Klomosko? He's got a new look. He's got a new look. Hair.
He didn't have a tie on last night. He's got a tie on tonight.
It's more than that. He's got some hair and a beard.
Yeah.
He's looking great, as always, Braden Klomosko.
There's a chance for the Broncos. Fired on target that time by Paulson. The save is made here by Bradley. Rebound. The Broncos try to keep the puck in. That's grabbed here by Miscue. In the corner for Arbery. He'll lift that off the boards. Puck came back to center ice. Picked up here by Lees. He walked in. Shot up block. Pass out front. And there's a chance for Morozov. Again making his Bomber debut. But that hits a stick. Goes over the glass and out of play. And blown down. Early in the opening period.
I'm interested to watch this Morozov. All reports are that he's a very good hockey player. Came in a good friend of Jared Bigelow's from the West Coast, and so it's going to be interesting to see him play.
Seitz will take the face-off here against the Broncos Skogstad. Broncos win the draw. Flin Flon will try to jump on the puck, but it's picked up here by Knutson. Throws it back to center ice. Grabbed here by Ward. Puts it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Mooney a little trouble with it. Ward will have to get rid of it quickly. Hit a stick. Look out. But picked up here by Ryder Muka. He'll carry it to center. He'll dump it inside the Humboldt zone. Lalamere will give chase. In the corner for Seitz. Tied up along the boards that time by the Humboldt D-man. A good one in Holowachuk. Muka with the steal. His shot gets blocked. Picked up here by Seitz. Seitz hustling. Back of the goal for Muka. Pass out front. Puck is laying there, and the Broncos will jump on it. And they'll skate outside the zone. It's Christian to center. Christian made a good move up the middle. The puck will over from the Bomber net. And Bradley will grab that, and he'll hang on. 17:07 to go in the opening period. Busy night once again across the SJHL. And we'll update these scores for you as often as we can with the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard. Already a 2-0 lead for Battleford against Dipwood in the opening period. Weyburn already a 2-0 lead on Warman in the opening period as well. Kindersley a 2-1 lead on Estevan in the first. And scoreless LaRange Melford. So a lot of offense in those other games already.
Yeah, a lot of those games start at 7, unlike here at 7:30.
Bombers try to get the puck out. Simchishin holds it in. Puck does come out. Grabbed by Miller. Can't knock it down. Here's a chance for Wyatt Stinton. Trying to throw that out front to Alexander, who was open, but he found it. Throws it out front. Blue line picked up by Bruce. That one got blocked again. Puck bounced up over the stick that time. Of the Bombers, Rhett Ewan. Puck lifted back to center. It'll roll inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Jacob Strizzy. Throws it out front to McElwain. McElwain will bring it in deep. Throws it back out front to the blue line. Cruto a chance. Shot right on Bradley there. Nice pad save. Corty will hold the line. Corty along the boards. Gets knocked down. Puck is loose. Strizzy has it. He's tied up and gets free. Chance now for Corty. Backhand pass out front as Cruto was coming in from the blue line. Here's Cordy. Had a beautiful goal in last night's game. Missed the handle that time. McElwain holds it in. A chance. Knocked down in front. Good pressure by the Broncos, but Flin Flon will pick it up. Wyatt Stinton will skate with it to center. And he'll flip it in and go out for a change. Picked up back of the Humboldt net. Grabbed here by Cruto. Good-looking D-man. Didn't play in last night's game, but he's out there tonight. Here's Phillips. Off the boards for LaSalle. Puck will roll back in Flin Flon territory. There's Miscue. Bombers play it ahead. Grabbed here by Delisle. Quickly across the line. Dropped it back. Riho found on it. Broncos clear the blue line. Knocked down by Flin. A chance. Save. Rebound. Tricked down, and Grehote couldn't get it over top of him. Penalty coming up against the Broncos as Grehote tripped up. There's Miskew at the blue line. Makes a move. Shoots it up the pipe. Flin, he'll knock it down. Good pressure by Flin Flon. Delayed penalty coming out. Leaves a chance. Redirected over top of the net. I don't think Trent saw that last shot.
No, Delisle there in front to tip it over. I sat with Maverick Delisle's mom and aunt, and just great people from Quebec. Tell me that it's pronounced Delisle, but they said keep saying Delisle.
Whatever works. He's been right hot. We got
fantastic.
And Phillips, the big guy, is heading off to the room here. I think it might be an equipment issue, maybe.
Yeah, he looks like he's okay.
Might be a skate issue as the Bronco trainer, Skip, will make his way over there quickly. Anyway, a Flin Flon Bomber power play coming up. The Bomber power play was good last night. They're ranked third in the league at 23.5%. The Humboldt penalty kill, still the best in the league at 87.4%. So Flin Flon on the power play. Penny Beck is going to be our first Pepsi power play contestant tonight. Gets her products at the co-op. Good luck to a longtime supporter, hockey mom and Penny Beck. Here's Reed Arbery. Back to blue line for Ward. Arbery, 2 goals last night, like we mentioned. Feeds it back to Leo Seitz. He takes a look. Back of the goal it goes. This is Rhett Ewan. Back to Ward. Takes a shot. One-timer Arbery and well over top of the net. Good setup, though. Ewan will pick it up once again. He'll rim it around the boards. Arbery will wait for it on the left-hand side here. Throws that one back in deep. Alexander tried to pick it up, but it's picked up by Knudsen. And the Bronco captain will get it the length of the ice. 1:12 to go in the power play. 14.5 remaining in the opening period. Still no score. Shots are 4-2 Flin Flon. Ward dropped it back to Delisle. Here he comes up the right side. He'll stick handle it in. Throws it back along the boards to Lees. Lees 6 power play goals on the season. There's a chance. Oh, he hits it in back door, but a great defensive play by McElway. Flin Flon can't hold it in. Flin trying to shake off the Bronco defender. He does, and he'll flip that pass back to Lees. Knocked away by Simchishin. Puck came to Delisle. Chapman had a shorthanded goal in last night's game. And he'll throw it back inside the Flin Flon zone. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Just under 14 minutes to go in the opening period. Here comes Flin through traffic. Throws it in on target. Tripped the easy save. And he'll hang on with 13:45 to go in a typical Humboldt penalty kill, ranked number 1 for a reason.
Yeah.
Doing a really good job keeping everybody to the outside.
Yeah, they have been, but the Bombers with a fair amount of pressure just haven't had the great shots. Didn't have a great chance.
McElway lifted his stick, though, made a great defensive play.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. You're absolutely right, Rob.
Stetton will take the face-off here inside the Broncos zone as he lines up here against Christian. A lot of new faces in this Humboldt team since even on the 27th. Puck picked up and hammered back down the ice. 18 seconds to go in the power play, and Flin will start things off deep in his own zone. Here he comes. The quick pass up the left side, picked up here by Lees. He'll drop it back to Flin. This is Delisle. Partially blocked that time. Now the puck is stepped out. Power play about to expire. Flin Flon 0 for 1 in the game. Here's a stretch pass to Muka. He'll drop that in. Yakimchuk did a pinch in there. Muka back of the net, tried to come back up, but he got tied up. Bansley, he grabs it for the Broncos. Nice pass outside the zone, and he'll get the return pass to center. Here he comes. Bansley barreling down the zone. Bansley, a good move there. A little shake and bake action. Tried to come back out front. Puck chipped the blue line. Strizzy holds it in. Ripped along the glass, back of the Bomber net. Bansley in pursuit. Bansley ties up deep in the zone with Yakimchuk. They're tied up deep in Flin Flon territory. Puck comes free. Substitutional fired on target. The save made by Bradley. Bombers chipping ahead. Here's a chance now for Morozov. But that's broken up that time. But right on the stick of Lalamier. Lalamier to the front of that. Hangs up. Back in front of Martin. He breaks the stick. What a setup by Lalamier. Great chance there again. But the stick breaks in the art of the shot there. Here's a quick pass to Alexander. Feeds Morozov. Morozov inside Humboldt territory. Morozov can't hold it in. 2 Broncos on it. It's Strizzy and Miller. Strizzy down the right side. Hangs on. Good shot blocked that time by Mounier. Strizzy's got the rebound. Throws it back in front. Hits the side of the net. Grab back of the Bomber goal by Ward. Around the boards it goes to Morozov. He'll feed it back deep for Mounier. Great game tonight. Strizzy with the steal. Out front. It comes to the blue line. Crew 2 a chance. And it goes wide again. A lot of traffic in front of that Flin Flon net.
Not sure if Bradley saw that last one, Rob.
He didn't, but he sees that one as
Yeah.
he gets it in his pads from that sharp angle. 11:47 to go in the opening period. What a game tonight! And can you really tell the tempo out there?
It's a great.
It's electric.
It's a great start. It is electric, and both teams flying. The Bombers, I think, have held the advantage really, but Humboldt not that far behind.
Well, they did a great job on that penalty kill. There's that broken stick still laying in the zone. They'll go pick that up.
We haven't seen as many broken sticks. I'm jinxing it, I guess, but there was a time there that almost every play there was a broken stick.
LaSalle will take the face-off against Delisle deep in the Flin Flon zone. The Bombers quickly get the puck out. Cruto races back. Riho trying to get on top of it. Puck grabbed here by Martin. Back out front. Back door, and Delisle was covered. Huey will pick it up for the Broncos. He loses it out front. Delisle can't get a stick on it. Huey gets it back. He'll flip it ahead to LaSalle at center. Here comes LaSalle back across the Bomber line. He'll try to bring it in. LaSalle, nice work to get it back out front. This is Chapman to the blue line. Shot fired on target that time by Holowachuk.
Bradley.
Not saved by Bradley, who looks pretty confident again tonight.
He does.
And here comes Phillips.
Bradley
and it was a skate issue.
Yeah, it was. Bradley lost his stick there, and that's awkward for a goalie to play without a stick. It seems like you're off balance, but he made a nice glove save nonetheless.
11:17 to go. This scoreless opening period. The shots are dead even at 5 apiece. Face off in the Flin Flon zone. The right of the netliner, Matt Bradley. Broncos win the draw right back to the point to Knutson, but he will roll back to center. Knutson back up the middle. Arbery got a stick on him, but Broncos get it back. Here's Knutson. Throws it towards the Bomber line. Miscue knocked it down and hit it ahead with a glove pass. You can only do that in your own zone. So they'll blow that play down. 11:02 remaining. Face-off will come. Outside the Bomber line is Lees, Arbery. Morozov will go back to work here. And they're going to switch up on the back end as well. Yakimchuk and Bruce will come out. Scott's got to take the draw here for the Broncos. He'll line up against Lees just outside the Bomber line. 11:02 to play. Broncos another face-off win. Picked up here by the Bombers as Morozov comes over and grabs it. He'll flip that one back in the zone to Bruce. Here's Yakimchuk. Throws it back in Humboldt territory. Trick going to come out and play it. Got by Arbery back out front. Two guys there. Neither one can get the pass. What a great chance again. I think the story of this opening period is missed opportunities here for Flin Flon. Bruce will get to it. Arbery again, bouncing puck. Yakimchuk will lift the pass to Lees. Lees up the right side. Tried to thread that needle to Yakimchuk. Broken up by McElway. Puck to the blue line. Grabbed by Arbery. He ripped it wide. Puck picked up here by Shishin. Puck grabbed at center by Inglis. He'll drop it back to Flint. Across the Bomber line. He scores! Flint able to use the D-man as the screen might slip. And as they show the replay on this, Bradley did not see it cleanly, and he too wants to look at the replay.
Yeah.
And it might have actually went off the defenseman. But it's a very interesting goal here, but a great job by Flint. And again, it just goes to show you why you shoot the puck, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he got
Here's the play right here. And he's deep in his net, and he didn't see it.
It kind of handcuffed him, but you're right, he didn't see it, and just till the last second, and by then it was too late.
So Flint will score, and the Humboldt Broncos will take a 1-0 lead here early in the game. And again, that's why you always shoot the puck, because you just never know. And Flint, that's just his second of the year, but a big one here tonight. Humboldt in front, 1-0. Ryder Muka builds up that puck in deep here for Lalamere. Lalamere along the boards. Looking for somebody back at it. Broken up by McElwain. Knocked down by Mounier. A chance. That got blocked again out front. Lalamere trying to knock it down. The Broncos will flip it out. Here's Flint. Looking for it again. Phillips in sights. Big collision just below us here. Here's LaSalle with a chance. He had Flint going to the front of the net. Or Phillips, rather, going to the front of the net. Like we said, 2 goals in last night's game. Flin Flon will get it out, though. Lalamere in sights. Lalamere's going to tail off and go for a change after he dumps it in. Puck laying back on the Bronco net. Alexander, a big hit there as he takes a run at his guy, Cruto. And the Broncos forced to dump it out. LaSalle. He knocks it down. He fires it back in. 9:05 to go in the period. Once again, a 1-0 Humboldt lead. Flint scoring moments ago. Vachon to center. Throws that in wide of the Bronco net. Picked up here by Paulson. Alexander in his kitchen. Bouncing puck. Broncos pick it up. Strizzy looking for Miller. Too far, cut off by Vachon. Flin Flon will get it out. Broncos dump it right back in on the stick this time of Flin. Is going to take off with it. Flin to center. In Humboldt territory, a shot, and that's steered away that time by Tritt. Knutson up the boards to Cordy. It redirects off him in the Flin Flon zone. Miscue broke it up, but Cordy picked it up. Cordy after it, trying to come back out front. Tied up in the corner. Back out front, Knutson a shot. Good save, Bradley. Rebound there. Strizzy trying to jam it, and he does. Jacob Strizzy, I don't know if he gets credit for it. He got the first chance. I think there was another Bronco on top of it who got the rebound. Miller, it's going to be his goal. And not much of a chance for Bradley there. He made the first couple of saves. Mike slipped, but like I said, this number one line of Miller, Cordy, and Strizzy, they get chances in tight. They score.
Yeah, it was scrambly. I'm wondering if this went off of Jared Miscue. It might have Bradley down and out, and you just keep banging in front of that net. It's going to go in, and that's what happened there.
Connor Miller having a great year. That's his 9th of the year. And it's a 2-0 Humboldt Bronco lead. That'll come at the 11:48 mark. So a good start for the Broncos. We're going to take a media timeout. We'll take a break, come back with the official on the goals. But a great start for the big Humboldt Bronco team tonight, who've been very, very good defensively. We'll talk a little bit more about that. A 2-0 lead here early on the Bombers on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Make the big game even bigger by visiting the North of 53 Co-op before kickoff. Stock up on pre-made sandwiches, chips, and dips, or go long with fresh chicken wings that you can make into a flavorful winner. And the end of 3-down season means the end of grilling season, so become a barbecue MVP with one last chance to make the crowd go wild. Whether you're rooting for or against the green machine, you can always cheer for freshness, value, and selection at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
8:12 remaining in the opening period. A great start for the Broncos tonight. A 2-0 lead. Flint's got his second, and Miller's got his 9th. Faced off of the Broncos zone on the right of the netminder. Charlie Tritt. Chapman banned on it in the corner, but picked up here by Holowachuk. He moves it ahead. Here comes Huey. Picked up by Bansley. The Broncos side of center dropped it back to Holowachuk, and he'll get a hold of it and flip it back in football territory. Bradley the save. Forced to hang on. 7:54 to go. And big difference between tonight's game and last night's game. Humboldt has been tight defensively. How many shots have they blocked tonight? From where you talk about those good chances in the good spots, they've blocked a number of chances in front of their net.
They sure have, and not only that, we saw Stinton get his stick lift. They're making good defensive plays right in front of the net, and they are blocking a ton of shots.
See, Braden Klamosko, he did kind of allude a little bit to that in his pregame interview about helping out his goaltender. The Bombers were getting a lot more wide-open chances on Kotai last night. This is the Humboldt Bronco team we've seen for a number of years, how good defensively they are, and they're showing Flin Flon that early in this game. They're not giving them much, and the chances that Flin Flon has had, they've either missed it out or the shots have been blocked. There's a chance, and again, another missed opportunity, ripped over top of the goal, but the Broncos have bared down, blocking a lot more shots here than they did in last night's game.
Yeah, it's a good hockey team. But I'll tell you, the Bombers have looked good. The second goal was a scramble in front of the net, Bradley down and out. And the first one, of course, he was screened, and he had no chance on either.
Lee set for the face-off here. The Bombers need the next one for sure. So he'll line up for the face-off here against Chapman. Off the face-off, here's Arbery. Back at it goes. Morozov out front, and Lees can't get his stick on it. Puck is intercepted, sent back to center, picked up by Mounier. Arbery will pick it up, and he'll flip it in. McElwain is there. The big Humboldt D-man hard off the boards down the ice. Icing against the Broncos, or is it? No, they get there first. Great hustle there by Cordy. Morozov will come back and pick it up. Here's Morozov. He can dangle. First look we've had.
Boy, he's fast.
Puts himself offside, though. 7:15 to go, and you're right. You can see he's got his head up the whole time, kind of looking down the ice to see what's there, but unfortunately a little bit too fast and put himself offside with the other two guys on his line.
Really nice skater, drawing with the Humboldt Broncos. Getting familiar with the Broncos in his first SJHL game.
Sights against Phillips outside the Bronco blue line. Grabbed here by Ryder Muka. Muka will bring it in. Try to go wide that time on Paulson. Lalamere goes in there. He's going to take a penalty, I think.
I think there was an elbow pretty high.
Penalty coming up against the Bombers. You better believe it. Paulson's not happy about it, but it's a charging call, actually, to Lalamere.
It could have been one or the other. The fans booing, but I think the referee made the right call.
He did. He was already tied up, and he went in there and ran him.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a Jim's custom doors and windows penalty kill for the Bombers. The Broncos will go to the power play for the first time tonight. They did have a power play goal yesterday. 7th ranked power play in the league at 18.4%. The Bomber penalty kill ranked number 6 at 80.5. So here we go. Broncos a chance to really put a stranglehold on this game early.
I bet you said that last night too, Rob. And the Bombers came back.
The difference between last night's game, though, was that Flin Flon was getting those wide open chances.
Yeah.
They're not getting them tonight.
Not tonight.
Like Humboldt's tightened up defensively. That's a team that doesn't want to shouldn't give up 7 goals in a game.
No, absolutely.
But Flin Flon, I don't think can afford to go down by 3 tonight.
I agree with you.
I think with the firepower and just how good of a team this Humboldt team is, I don't see them blowing another 3-goal lead in this game.
And good goaltending.
Well, yeah, I mean the best goalie in the league, right? Bansley back the blue line. This is Knutson. He'll dish it off to Strizzy. He'll get a hold of it. He'll rip it in, but stranger things have happened. There's still a lot of hockey to go. Broncos hold it in. Strizzy again, 17 goals on the year. What a year he's having. Did have a goal in last night's game. Matter of fact, it was a power play goal. Puck stripped away, though, set down the ice, and Knutson will have to go back and get it. Leads. We talk about how good he's been on the power play, but he's also been a pretty good penalty killer this year as well. Here comes Knutson to the center. Dropped it back to Miller, but it gets away from him. And he's going to race for it with Lees inside the zone to watch him. 1:04 to go in the Humboldt power play, which has not really been able to get going as of yet. Here comes Miller. He's got the second goal tonight. Dropped it back to Knutson to Cordy. Cordy will get the puck in. Cordy along the left-hand boards back to Strizzy. Here's Knutson. Strizzy. Back out front. Nice pass. And Miller just redirected over top. Oh, that was a nice setup. Back down the ice it goes. Bouncing puck. Tripped the save. Who I don't think has really been tested in this opening period.
No, nothing big.
There comes McElwain. He'll drop that one back, and quickly Flint, who got the first goal, throws it out front, knocked away. Nice job, Leo Seitz. Trent will come out. 25 seconds to go in the power play. 5:25 in the opening period. Here comes McElwain. At the Humboldt blue line to center. Bombers doing a really nice job not letting him penetrate, but here comes LaSalle. He's down the right side, knocked away by Seitz. Great penalty kill here by Flin Flon. Maybe this will be the turning point that they need here in this opening period. Power play about to expire. As McElwain goes back to get it. And it is over, and they'll throw that back. Boy, that's a textbook penalty kill by Flin Flon. Nice job. Mounier. But it had to Lalamere. Lalamere got jammed up. Delisle picked it up. He fired it back in. There's McElwain. To Semchishin. Lalamere took it from him, but quickly knocked back to center. Yakupchuk on it. He'll dump it in. Semchishin. Back of the goal to McElwain. A quick pass outside the zone. Here comes LaSalle to center. Finds Christian. Christian hangs on, shoots it. Ooh, didn't miss by much. Over top of the net it goes. It'll come back down the ice to the Humboldt zone. Grabbed by the captain, Knutson. He feeds us ahead to Phillips. Phillips tried to throw that back out front. Broke it up. The Bombers will get 3 guys on it. Here comes Breho. Breho quickly across the Humboldt line. A shot on target. Rebound, Stinton. Big save. Stinton on the rebound. He can't get it to go, but some good chances in tight finally. Back to Yakupchuk. His shot wide. Here's Breho back of the goal. Lost the handle. Knutson after it. Off the glass and down the ice. I don't think it'll have enough to be an ice. It won't. Bruce will pick it up with just under 4 minutes to play. Some good chances for Flin Flon to get back in this game. Here comes Yakupchuk. Back to Ewan. He'll tap that one in deep. Alexander races after it. Nice job to beat his guy to the puck, but they can't hold it in. Here's Mounier. He grabs it at center. He'll flip it in. Paulson waited for it. Paulson knocked it down. Played it outside the zone. Grabbed here by Chapman. Chapman's got it for the Broncos. His side of center. Played that one back to Paulson. Paulson ahead to Miller. He'll redirect the puck at the Flin Flon zone. Ward chased back deep at his own end. Ward will try to get it out. He does. Up the middle. Going to be an icing call. 3:18 to go. Shots 12-8 Flin Flon. But again, out of those 12 shots, Mike, maybe only 1 or 2 were in tight.
You just saw them, Rob. The 2 best saves of the evening. Charlie Tritt. You know, Coach Klamosko alluded to it. You know you have great goaltending when Nick Cote is your backup.
Wow.
That means you got a good, very, very, very good starter because Nick Cote is a good goalie in his own right.
Yeah, they got a good 1-2 punch for sure. Here's McElwain. He'll knock it down. Throws it back of the net. Here's Jacob Strizzy. Strizzy tied up with Ward, but Corti there to get it. So here comes the big line again for the Broncos. It's be a good test for these young Flin Flon forwards to try and contain these guys. Nice job by Mounier. He'll pick it up. He'll move it ahead to Alexander. Knocked away from him. Strizzy gets it back. Strizzy back out to Corti. Corti has an opportunity. Spins, fires, and didn't miss by much again. Mounier, somebody lost like a net guard or something that's laying on the ice there. I think that's a net guard.
Yeah, it is. They seem to come off all the time.
Puck deep in Flin Flon territory. Looks like Mounier's shaken up here. Bombers need to get a whistle. Strizzy will pick it up at the corner. Try to come back out front and flip it towards the front of it. That's grabbed and held onto by Bradley. 2:25 to go in Flin Flon. You can tell we're really tired at the end of that shift.
Yeah. I don't think Mounier's hurt. I think he was just tired.
Doing everything he can to get off the ice.
Yep.
And a big face-off once again inside the Flin Flon zone. 2:25 to go. A 2-0 Humboldt lead. The goals by Flint and Miller. Chapman lines up for the draw here against Joey Lees. Face off the left of Matt Bradley. Bombers get the puck. Outside the zone it goes. Lees a nice pass. Across the line. Have to throw that back to Fashon. That's broken up that time by Bansley. Bansley will play that over to Holowachuk. Hits a skate. Puck comes back to center. Lees will jump on it. Here's Lees across the Humboldt line. Dropped it back. Opportunity. There's a chance by Morozov, and that got blocked again. Another shot block here. Did not make it through to Charlie Trett. Puck is loose. Chapman digs it free. Here's Huey. He'll pick it up at center. Dumps it back in the Flin Flon zone. Miscue tried to get a stick on it. Arbery back to help him. Nice move by Arbery. Reed Arbery to center. Morozov across the line. Morozov to the high slot. Off a skate. It just went wide. I thought that was going in. Yakupchuk back out front. Seitz will knock it down. Boy, Morozov already making something happen here in his Bomber debut. That's as good a chance as they've had.
Yeah.
Chapman. They'll pick it up here for the Broncos and move it ahead. I thought that one was going in. A hit escape just went wide. Those are the ones you got to beat Trett on. A fluky goal like that. Pretty tough to beat them otherwise. They'll get a chance here. Lalamir backhander. Blocked again. Broncos will get the puck and they'll throw it back to center. Cut off here by Yakupchuk. That's grabbed by Lalamir. He'll flip it right back in. Broke it up by Cruto. Off the boards, down the ice. 54 seconds remaining in the period. Humboldt in front 2-0. The Bombers trying to get on the board here and get back in this game. Pass Lalamir. Grabbed by McElwain, the Bronco D-man at center. Ripped it back at Flin Flon territory. Bruce waits for it. That's a dip for Yakupchuk. He'll flip it down the ice. That'll be an icing call. Now we'll get a face-off back at the Flin Flon zone. 33.6 seconds to go. Great chance by Morozov off the skate. Like I said, those are the ones you need to get on Trett.
Absolutely. Daniel Morozov, though, is impressed in his early Flin Flon Bomber career. He is just a fantastic skater, and he made a great move to open ice, and it just couldn't put it by. Couldn't get through the defense.
Cordy will take the face-off against Seitz. Wins it back to McElwain. His shot through traffic. Bradley tracked it. Made a good save. Got big traffic in front. Strizzy was in front of him. Puck pinned up along the wall deep in the Flin Flon zone. Seitz trying to get a stick on it. He grabs it. Good work here by Leo Seitz. Flin Flon one last chance. Lalamir will take the pass at center. Has to hurry. Just 10 seconds to go. He's going to go off for a change and dump it in. McElwain back to retrieve the puck for the Broncos. Back to Bomber blue line. Grabbed by Stinton, but Strizzy takes it from him. And that's going to do it for the opening 20. And the Humboldt Broncos, a pretty impressive opening period here tonight. They scored both goals, but I think the thing was impressive for me, what they did away from the puck.
Yeah, for sure. Bombers played a good period.
They hustled. I mean,
they played. I thought they played a good period. Great penalty kill. And, as I say, the two goals that were scored, I don't think that Bradley had a chance on either of them. So
certainly not. Well, the second one, he made the first two saves.
He did, and I'm sure it went off the Bomber player, and Bradley was down and out because he did make those first two saves. So, the Bombers didn't look bad, but Humboldt looked fantastic.
And again, like I said, it's one thing to score, but I'm impressed with the way they're playing away for the puck. And I would say, and this is a guess, I'm not keeping track, but I bet you Humboldt blocked at least 14 or 15 shots that first period.
Yeah, well, there was certainly a lot, for sure. And again, not only block shots, which there was a lot of, but they just great defensive plays, either lifting a stick or tying a player up. So very good period by the Humboldt Broncos, but a pretty good one by the Flin Flon Bombers, too. It's a great hockey game.
Bombers need to get the next goal.
They do. I agree.
2-0 Humboldt will take a break. The opening intermission for the co-op is coming up. A 2-0 Bronco lead here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
You feed them, walk them, and love them. And at the end of the day, Creighton Furniture knows you wouldn't trade the fur-covered laundry for anything. Although you could upgrade your washer and dryer with Maytag's Pet Pro laundry system and say goodbye to relying on lint rollers to save the day. You can enjoy fur-free laundry in any style you'd like, whether that's with Maytag's front-load or top-load washer and their dryers, powered by electric or gas. Conquer pet hair like a pro with Maytag at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows is your trusted local windows, doors, and blinds store. But did you know they also install overhead doors? And did you know that a properly installed overhead door can help protect your home against extreme weather, help you save on your energy bill, and can increase the value of your home by up to 4%? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Plus, they also have lock and key services, helping you protect your home from the elements. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Call them today, 687-7071.
Gatorade's unflavored water is your new go-to for all-day hydration, infused with electrolytes for great taste. When you pick this up, all you have to do is flip the sports cap and drink the clear, refreshing water with no sweet taste. It's formulated for all active people to hydrate throughout their entire day. Arctic beverages in Gatorade.
10 seconds.
Ideal for all-day hydration for all active people. Your lifestyle may change each day, but what you have inside you doesn't. With Gatorade water.
And we're back at the Whitney Forum, the opening intermission once again, courtesy of the North of 53 Consumers Co-op. Tonight, let's take a look at that Northland Ford first period scoring summary. Flint able to grab his second from Inglis and Skogstad. That came at the 9:47 mark. And again, nothing pretty on that, but Flint did have a lot of speed. I mean, they got some guys that can really move, too. He got the puck quickly and used the Bomber D-man. It either deflected off him or he was screened. But I can tell you right now that Bradley did not see the shot cleanly. But it was put in a nice spot. Flint just underneath the crossbar, and full marks for a nice goal to open up the scoring here tonight.
Yeah, the Humboldt Broncos took advantage of their breaks, and that's exactly what happened there. And a great shot on that first goal using the defenseman as a screen.
Miller comes back. What a year he's had. Part of the top unit. Here he gets his ninth. That came at the 11:48 mark, and again, Bradley kind of hung out to dry there, made the first two saves, but Miller's not going to miss from there, and he doesn't. He's able to tap home his ninth of the year. Corti and Knutson the assist on that one at 11:48. Shots in the opening period were 12-10 Flin Flon, but again, not a lot of them very dangerous. The Broncos and Bombers both 0 for 1 in the power play. So, but again, for me, the telling point of the story, not the 2-0 lead by Humboldt, but how good defensively they've been, how many shots they've blocked. And just not allowing Flin Flon to really get to good areas in front of Charlie Trent, who has got tremendous numbers, but not to take anything away from him in the opening period. He didn't have to make a lot of tough saves.
No, he had that one, just two in a row that he made fantastic saves on, but that was really it. They were long shots, like we say. Those are what they count, but they weren't really hard shots.
When the Humboldt Broncos lead after one this year, their record is 5-2-1. When the Flin Flon Bombers trail after one period of play this season, their record is 1-4, and that one victory came last night.
Yeah.
Last night was the first time this year the Bombers had won a game when they were trailing after both 1 and 2 periods of play. So, saying that, we'll see. One thing I do know, they got to get the next goal, but full marks to Humboldt, a good start tonight once again. Flint his second, Miller his ninth. Broncos in front 2-0. We'll take another quick break, come back with Reed Arbery, who's going to be our Creighton Pizza player profile. Of course, he's had a tremendous year.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of got under the radar a little bit. He's got 10 goals. He's been able to vault up in the top 20 in league scoring, and it's certainly been a good leader for the Bombers this year. So the Bombers are going to have a run to get back in the postseason. They're going to need contributions from all their 20-year-olds, and Reed Arbery will obviously be a big factor in that. So Reed Arbery talks about his game last night, talks about being a Bomber, and lots of other fun stuff coming up. Our Creighton Pizza player profile is next here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
I just bonked my noggin, and now I got amnesia.
Bummer Slam! You forget anything?
Just the most important thing. I'm super hungry, and now I gotta call somebody and fight for the last something?
That would be Creighton's Pizza.
Of course, it's all coming back to me now. But I still can't remember if they have everything from ethnic favorites, burgers, to pizza, all the way to a double extra large.
They sure do.
10 seconds.
Open 3 to 10:30 daily. Creighton's Pizza, 688-2080. Come on now. You got this.
Fight for the last slice.
Welcome our first intermission, our Creighton Pizza player profile. Reed Arbery will join us. Reed having a good year. Picked up his 2 goals last night. Scored the tying goal with less than a minute left in the game. Biggest goal you scored so far this season?
I would have to say so, yeah. I was thinking the 5th goal last night might have been the biggest, and then I did it again with 44 seconds left. So
we're just chatting before we went to air. That was a wild, crazy game. I mean, it's always fun when you come up with the right end of those scores, right? But you dug yourselves a bit of a hole early. But boy, the team just you never stopped fighting.
No, we showed a bunch of resiliency last night, and that's something that we really pride ourselves with, is never giving up. And even when we're down, we're not out of the game.
Sounds good to me. You yourself pretty happy. If I was to say to you, after training camp, heading into the year, you'd have 10 goals on the year, basically by the middle of November. Would you have taken that?
I would have been more than happy with that, for sure.
And things seem to be going well for you. I mean, you're working hard, and I mean, you're getting to the net. Well, that's what I see. Well, what do you think has been the secret to this, for your personal success so far this year?
I think that goals are scored in the tough areas, and I'm not scared to go to those areas and work hard to get there.
You're a 20-year-old. Did you have what were your expectations heading into the year after losing so much talent from the past couple of years?
I knew that there were going to be big shoes to fill this year, and Joey and I actually talked about that over the summer, and we made sure that we had a good summer, and we were going to be big pieces this year.
You felt pretty confident we'd be a contending team again?
For sure we did. We know Mike does his job well as a GM, and we just have to do our job as players.
What have you learned from playing in this league the past couple seasons?
It's a very physical league, and if you're scared to play that way, it's just not going to work out well for you. It's not going to pan out.
You know, Humboldt, I mean, they're arguably the top team in the league, but you played them really well. I thought the last game that you guys played in Humboldt back on the 27th was your night, and it still might be the best game you guys have played this year.
Yeah, it was. There were a couple of good games in Humboldt, but I think that these big games are the ones you need to show up for. If you can't play well in these games, you can't perform in playoffs, so that's what we're really trying to set ourselves up for.
Been a real interesting year. You start the season 6-0, you lose your next 6. You go into Yorkton and you beat them 11-0. I think it's safe to say the turning point of the season.
I would say so, yeah. We that slump there, we definitely knew we were still a good team. We just needed to find our stride and get our confidence back.
Saying that, who expects that to happen?
I don't know if anybody really expected that to happen, but it was sure nice when it did happen.
So, I know it was a few weeks ago, but did you have a feeling that maybe you guys, to break out in such a huge way, did you have some extra motivation in the dressing room before the game that night? Did you guys feel a little extra oomph on the road? Like, can you take me through the process to get ready for that game?
Oh, well, like you said, we were 6-6, a 500 record, and we were not willing to go below 500 this year. That was something that we were extremely against, and when we started scoring against Yorkton, we just kept scoring and just kept pouring it on, and that was really good for our confidence.
Does that kind of help in a game like last night? Because, like I said, Humboldt's a good team. They've gotten you down 4-1 in your own building. That's a tough deficit. You fought back from 2 3-goal deficits. Is the confidence level for that game in Yorkton, was that a factor last night?
I think so, yeah, knowing that we can put up goals like that when we need to. Obviously, we'd like to be a little bit better defensively than we were last night, not need to score 7 goals, but we know that we can if we have to.
One thing that the team's been good in this year are the shootouts. I know the team's kind of struggled with shootouts the past few years. You've been able to do quite well with them this year.
Yeah, we've done well in the shootouts this year. We've had a couple successful trips to them, and I think that we're not scared to take a game deep if we have to.
Let me ask you this. It's Parents' Weekend. Were guys a little bit nervous starting last night's game?
I think so. Obviously, there's a little bit more pressure with your parents in the stand. You want to perform.
Especially for you, because they're in BC. They don't get a chance to watch you actually in the building very often.
Yeah, exactly. They came a long way, and it's one of those things where you want to do well for them, and everything you're doing before the game, you're kind of thinking in the back of your mind, your parents are here, you got to perform for them. So it does put a little more pressure on you, yeah.
I know your parents have traveled a long way from Port St. John to watch you play, and obviously it was pretty exciting for you. I'm sure that they're pretty happy. Like you said, 2 big goals in the third period, and a victory, most importantly.
Yeah, they were super thrilled about that, and they were not even necessarily about me scoring, but just about the way the team played and how we came together there to get it done.
You know, it's funny. It might not be the prettiest way to win a hockey game, but boy, I don't know if it gets any more exciting than that.
No, it was definitely exciting, and games like that are what really builds our confidence, because we know that we can go to those dirty areas and get greasy goals to come back and win games like that.
You've been here a few years now, Reed. Take you back. How did you become a Flin Flon Bomber? How did it all kind of work out for you?
After my last year of AAA, I went and I was playing Junior B in my hometown, and the coach of that team is Todd Alexander, and he played with Mike here in Flin Flon, and he's like, I have to send you to camp, go give it a shot, and the rest is history.
Did you know much about Flin Flon before Todd talked to you?
I didn't know much about the SJ, let alone Flin Flon itself, so I'd say no.
Probably not where you thought you'd be playing your junior hockey, but I'm sure you're glad you're here now.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't where I thought I'd be, but it's been a really good ride for me. I'm super happy with it.
Well, you're having a great season. I know the team's depending on you heavily. Quickly, biggest hockey moment for you, could be any level of hockey, any other league, or any minor hockey moment. Biggest hockey moment for you, what comes to mind?
Honestly, it's hard to get past last night, because that was a big one to tie that game up, but I'll take it back to probably when we were in U13. We won a big tournament in Battleford. It was one of our first times ever playing in Saskatchewan, and we weren't supposed to win that tournament. We came in and we kind of steamrolled every team there and proved how good we were.
Isn't it more sweet when they don't expect you to win and you do?
Absolutely. It makes you feel way better about yourself, having all the doubt on you and proving everybody wrong.
One last thing, favorite team, favorite player growing up?
Jerome McGinley and the Calgary Flames.
That's a good selection both ways. Listen, thanks a lot for joining us tonight, Reed. Good luck to you and the team. Exciting game last night. The team's playing some great hockey. It should be a great matchup against the Humboldt Broncos here on Parents' Weekend.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob.
Reed Arbery, our Creighton Pizza player profile here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations. And
do you mean second period?
Our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years.
I can't believe
They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for. Reconnecting with friends, sharing time with family, or just enjoying your own company. Do it with the service and quality that you know and love at Chicken Chef. Take advantage of their fall menu by going classic with the dry ribs and Caesar salad, be adventurous with the Chipotle chicken salad, or see what all the hype is about with the Chicken Frickle Burger. Open Monday to Saturday, 8 to 10, Sunday, 11 to 7. Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
Whoops.
With 102.9 CFAR's weekly auction, you never know what kind of deal you'll find.
Don't miss the savings.
Visit FlinFlonOnline.com and see what's being bid on next. You never know what kind of gold you'll strike next.
10 seconds.
Cash. Keep listening to 102.9 CFAR.
Gold in the back row. Thank you very much. You're the buyer.
Your radio.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum. It is the second intermission show for the North of 53 Consumers Co-op. McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard tonight, and boy, we've got a lot of stuff to get to, both locally and abroad. Let's see what's happening around the SJHL here tonight. Battle for a 2-0 lead on Nipawin. That's in the second period. Warman has come back to take a 3-2 lead on Weyburn in the second. Of course, the Bombers will be in Weyburn. In Warman, on Tuesday and Wednesday. We got Estevan Kindersley 2-2 in the second, and LaRange Melfort 1-1 also in the second period. Manitoba Junior Hockey League action tonight in the third period. Steinbach a 4-1 lead on the Monarchs. Selkirk leads Dauphin 1-0 in the second. Winkler a 4-1 lead on Swan after 1. Portage leads Burton 2-1 after 1. Neverville, the number 2 ranked team in the country, lead the Blizzard 1-0 after 1, and the Blues up on Wayway 3-0 after 1 period of play. NHL finals from earlier today. Tampa Bay beat Florida 3-1. It was Minnesota blanking Anaheim 2-0. Boston, all-original 6 matchup, lead Montreal tonight 3-2. That's in the third period. Edmonton, Carolina 3-3 in the third. I've got Detroit leading Buffalo 4-3 in the third. The Leafs on top of Chicago 2-1 in the third period. LA leads Ottawa 1-0 in the third. The Devils on top of the Capitals 2-1 in the third. And later tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, the Jets will be in Calgary to take on the Flames. Local volleyball action zones were taking place. The boys hosted in Flin Flon. The Queens were in Cranberry. The Paw, that might be as good a volleyball team as I've ever seen in the North. They're ranked number 7 in the province.
Wow.
They beat Cranberry today. They beat Cranberry today in 3 sets. They won the first one 25-15. Cranberry actually came back and won the second set. And the Paw won the tiebreaker 15-10, but they'll be a great representative for the North at Provincials coming up. As for the Queens, Queens took on MDC out of the Paw in the final. And the Queens did end up winning the zone, so they're going to be representing the girls in Provincials. Took the first set 25-17, lost the second set 22-25, and took the third and deciding set 15-13.
Wow. Coached by none other than Dirty Ray Sharan.
That's right. So anyway, congratulations to Half-Dot Queens, zone volleyball champions. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the 6th straight year.
Yeah, they've had a fantastic program there, Rob.
We'll get to some other hockey scores with Viner Hockey at our next break. We're just underway in the second period. Here's a chance for the Bombers right off the hop, Rhett Ewan. And again, he ripped it over top of the net. I mean, we talked about all the shot blocks that Humboldt's had. The Bombers also missed the net a ton tonight. And a great opportunity right off the hop for Rhett Ewan, but he fired it way high. Bombers will dump it back in. It remains a 2-0 Humboldt lead. We're just underway in the second period. The shot's 12-10 Flin Flon. Landon Alexander looking for some room back of the goal. He's pinned up along the boards here. I'll tell you what, this Holowachuk, I loved him last night. He looks really good for the Broncos again tonight. Wyatt Stinton looking for some room, trying to throw it out front, but that's knocked away here by Miller. He's got the second Humboldt goal. In Flin Flon territory, throws that in deep for Cordy. He and Yakubchuk run into each other. Puck set to the blue line. McAway knocked it down on target. Bradley will reach out, and he'll make the save. So we mentioned a lot of teams out of town for hockey here this weekend. We got the U13 Kinsman Bombers, coached by Jonathan Cooper. They're out of town. They beat the Saskatoon Vipers 4-0. Will play for the bronze medal tomorrow. Eli Crisp had the shutout, so congratulations to him. So the U13 Kinsman Bombers in Humboldt, that's where that tournament's taking place, will play for a bronze tomorrow. And lots of stuff happening with other teams. We'll try to get to it as much as we can here tonight. Like I said, a very busy Saturday in sports. And, of course, the big Grey Cup tomorrow. I know Mike Slip cheering for the Alouettes.
I'm not cheering for anybody.
Puck is flipped outside the zone. No, it's held on to. The Broncos throw it back in front of the net. That's what we were telling everybody earlier today. Flint can't knock it down. Puck is picked up here by Delisle. He moves it ahead to Martin. Martin will zip it inside the Broncos zone. They're signaling icing. The linesmen disagree. Flin Flon will jump on it. Delisle goes running in there, falls down, but gets it back to blue line. For shot a chance, and again, wide of the Bronco net. Held in by Mounier. Flin Flon trying to get a goal to get back in this game. The powerful Broncos a 2-0 lead. There's Phillips. Over to LaSalle. Nice job by Breho to race over there and win that puck battle. Left it back in the goal here for Delisle. Delisle trying to come back out front. He's checked. The puck is grabbed out by Flint, and he'll flip it ahead. Puck comes back to center. Mounier jumps on it for Flin Flon. Here's Vachon. Back to Delisle, redirecting in Humboldt territory. He'll go off for a change. McElwain, the veteran Humboldt D-man, is there. Up the boards. Broken up by Arbery at center. Here's a chance now for Morozov. Morozov inside the zone. Will poke it in deep. Morozov, like we said, played 8 games in the Western Hockey League this year with the Victoria Royals. Couldn't knock it down, though. Here comes Flint back the other way. But I'll tell you what, a good-looking player is 17 years of age. Puck rolls back in Flin Flon territory. It's grabbed by Mounier, being walked in front of the net this time by Chapman. Mounier takes his time. Now he swings the pass to Morozov. He does get enough of it to tip it in, so icing will be negated. Reed Arbery on it. Leaves back of the goal. Slides it here to Morozov. He's tripped up. Gets back up. Throws it out front off a skate and wide. Arbery trying to get in there. Paulson, a big body check on him in the corner. And the Broncos will move it ahead. Here comes Huey. Huey to center. Gets it. Flipped it back in the Flin Flon zone. Ward had to be careful. Bansley on top of him. Ward poked it ahead, and Lalamier will redirect it back to center. Paul the Walkchuck waits for it, and he sends it in. Bradley the save. There's Bruce to Ward. Had to be careful. Had Inglis on top of him. Inglis got the turnover back of the Bomber net. But Flin Flon gets it back. Ward, another guy with Western Hockey League experience, will flip that one ahead. Rolls towards the front of the net. Here comes Trent racing out, and he'll pounce on this puck. And we'll get a face-off inside the Humboldt zone. 16:38 to go in the second period. 2-0 Broncos on first period goals here tonight by Flint, his second, and Miller's got his 9th. And what a chance from Rhett Ewan right off the hop in the second period.
It's like his parents, they were hoping he would get going, and he did there and just missed.
Face-off inside the Broncos zone. The right of the netminder, Charlie Tritt. 947 save percentage. There's a good save off the toe off the face-off. And again, not really tested a bunch here in this game. I mean, last night, Flin Flon had all kinds of open opportunities on Kotai. But like we mentioned, this Humboldt defense, they've really tightened up.
Always liked Reed Arbery and as a player and as a person, but now he's become my favorite Bomber because he liked Jerome McGinley and the Calgary Flames. Smart guy.
U11 B Bombers at a tournament in Dauphin lost to the Pots at a 9-2. But we'll get a chance to play. I guess they're on the ice right now in a third-place game. Like I said, a lot of teams out of town. A big thanks for everybody sending the scores. Here's Ryder Muka. He gets hit, and that shot gets blocked. I believe that's the U11 Heads Threads Bombers, I think, is the sponsor of that team. Ryder Muka tried to get back out front. There's a chance for Lalamier. Can't get a stick on it. Leo Seitz will pick it up. He'll keep the puck inside Humboldt territory. Turns it over, though, right on the stick that time of Holowachuk, and he'll get it to center. Another great chance for Flin Flon, but they can't get any wood on the pucks. Tight in good areas in front of that Humboldt net. Cordy back at the Bronco net will send that one back to McElwain. Over to Miller, down the ice it goes. Save made here by Bradley. Flin Flon trying to get back on track. Bruce to center, but knocked away quickly. Phillips races after it. Puck deep in the Flin Flon zone. Phillips will pick it up. Back out front. There's McElwain a chance. That got blocked. The blue line. Simpchishin a chance. Muka had that go off his stick. Puck laying back of the Bomber net. Grabbed here by Wyatt Stitton. Phillips takes it from him, and Yakimchuk will grab it deep in the Flin Flon zone. Spins a stretch pass to Ewan. He can't hang on. Flint takes it away. Broncos back on the attack. Here comes Simpchishin across the Bomber line. His shot got blocked. Got the rebound. Going to come back out front. Stitton. He blocked it. Gets it back to Landon Alexander. He'll take a look. Alexander at center. Dumping it back at the Broncos zone. Rhett Ewan will throw a big check here on McElwain, but the Broncos get it out. Here's Phillips behind the D. Phillips has got it. A shot. Didn't miss by much. And I love how he faked out the D-man there. Made him think he was going to pass. It got a really good release and just missed it. You could tell that Bradley was thrown off. He threw everybody off, including me. What a great no-look move there. Flin Flon will get the puck back inside the Humboldt zone. Down a pair of goals, trying to get back inside the game. Here's Paulson. The pass to Flint. Flint inside the Flin Flon zone, but miscue checked him. Here's Breho. He'll get a hold of it. He's inside the Humboldt zone. Tried to go wide on Paulson, but ran out of room. Skogstad will pick it up. Swings the pass up the right side for Christian too far. That's an icing call. And how about that look there by Phillips? Did you see that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the defenseman. I thought he might have blocked it a bit, but apparently not. But yeah, it was a great move for sure. Big man.
2 goals in his debut yesterday, and he comes close to scoring here again tonight. 14-10 in the second period. Shots dead even at 13 apiece. The face-off back in the Broncos zone to the left of Charlie Trent. Flin Flon wins the draw. Here's Ward through traffic. Hits somebody out front. Nice hard low shot that time by the Western Hockey League veteran Ward. Bombers hold it in. Picked up by Arbery. Arbery a backhander, and that one goes wide again. Flin Flon getting some chances here, but can't hit Pater. Lee's up front, tried to jam it in, but Tritt is down. And he'll grab it. Lees was in front, cut a couple whacks at it, but Tritt was able to hold the fort. And
some good chances by the Bombers.
Are their grip with the sticks a bit tight?
Yeah, there's something. They just can't get their stick on the puck. There's something. You're right, Rob. That might be it. It might be a little tight with the parents in the crowd. I don't know.
Lees will take the face-off here against the Broncos. Chapman. Broncos win the draw. They get the puck out. Flin Flon will flip it back in. No, here's Lees. Dumping it in. Holowachuk back of the Bronco net. Lost it. Lees from a sharp angle. He gets out on target. There's a pad save by Tritt. Rebound picked up here by Huey. He fights off a check. Throws it back of the goal. Holowachuk. He'll take a look. He'll flip it back up the middle. Ward blocked that. Here's Lees. Looked like he had a lane, but quickly snuffed out by Holowachuk, but Ward will hold it in. Lees along the boards. Lees walks in a shot. Set the same rebound. He's got it too. Great chances there. As Lees will get the first opportunity, and another great chance there for Morozov, who continues to be part of the equation here.
Absolutely, and a great play by Sam Ward on the blue line.
He's been impressive.
Yeah, he sure has. Yeah, you're right, Phil. Morozov's been impressive tonight, too.
Sight set for the face-off deep inside the Broncos zone and line up against Cordy. The number one line for the Broncos is out there. The face-off to the right of Charlie Tritt, who's had to make a few more saves here in the second than he had back in the opening period. A big face-off here inside Humboldt territory. The Bombers win the draw. Bruce will hold it in. Chance out front. Opportunity here, and Sights can't jam it in. His great defensive play. Cordy tied him up in front of the net. Yakupchuk braces back to break it up in his own zone. There's Strizzy. Jacob Strizzy leads the league of goals with 17 fires and on target. The save made. And a good one by Bradley. And again, like I said in the opening period, I really feel that Flin Flon cannot allow to go down by 3. They've got to get the next goal.
They've given it their all this period so far to get that goal. Tritt has had to make some good saves this period so far, but I totally agree that going down 3 is tough against this Humboldt Bronco team.
Off the face-off, Strizzy on target. Good save there by Bradley, who has had a nice game again here tonight. Here's Muka. He'll flip that one ahead right on the tape that time. Lalamier tried to get going. He'll throw it in, and it'll make its way to the front of the Humboldt net. And now we got Lalamier running into
McElwain.
He takes him down. That'll get a bit of a conference going in front of that Humboldt net. Only 2 minor penalties in the whole game so far.
Yeah, there was one that charged was probably the most vicious, but it's been a pretty clean game so far.
Bombers will make changes. They'll come up for another face-off inside the Humboldt zone. 12:41 to go in the second period. It's a 2-0 Humboldt lead. Again, both the goals in the opening period tonight from Flint and Miller. Bombers have had chances in the second. I think they've been the better team in the second period, but have not been able to get going. Here comes Flint to the outside, across the Bomber line. Here he comes, a backhander off the side of the net. Flint very, very quick around the boards. Knocked down here by Knutson. A chance. That got blocked. Knutson got it back. Fanned on it. Knutson to the blue line. Spins, fires. That one blocked in front and then rolls to the front of the Bomber net. And the netminder not going to take too many chances there as it rolls right in front of him. So Matt Bradley will find it and he'll hang on. Shots are actually 5-4 Broncos in the second, but they have really only had the one chance in tight.
Yeah, Bradley made a good save on it. Freehold with some good defense there. Knutson, I guess it was just relentless, so keeping the puck in and on his stick, but Freehold was making it hard on him.
Huey will get set for the face-off against White, sticking this one back at Flin Flon territory to the left of the Bomber netminer, Matt Bradley. Bombers win the draw. Bruce will get it out, comes back to center. That's picked up and fired back in by Cruto. Again, Cruto didn't play last night, but he's a good-looking Bronco D-man as well. They're certainly a very well-balanced hockey team. A little bit of everything. Chapman will get this one outside the Bomber line. Had the short-handed goal in last night's game. Takes a look. He'll dump it in deep. He's looking for Huey, but Bruce will knock it down. And he feeds that pass to Alexander. Alexander to center. Dumped it in deep. Here comes Rhett Ewan. Try to come back out front, hit the linesman with the puck. The puck laying back of the Bronco net. Alexander races into the blue line. Here's Ward. Quick chance, blocked it. Front grab here by Alexander. A good save that time by Trent. His best of the game. Kicks out the left pad. What a chance that was. Great opportunity there. Here comes Connor Huey for the Broncos. Back at the Flin Flon zone. It rolls in front of the Bomber net. Grabbed here quickly by Mounier. Mounier had trouble handling it. Loses the handle. Grabbed by Miller. The Broncos keep it in. Here's Cordy, a chance, and he didn't miss by much. Boy, you got to make sure you get the puck out. Puck will roll back in the Bronco line. Picked up by McElwain. He'll take a look. He'll skate with it to center. Gets a hold of it. Drills it back in the Flin Flon zone. Ward will lift it ahead. Here's Lees. Nice pass to Arbery to center. Arbery across the Bronco line going wide on McElwain. A shot on target. And Fritz got it. He'll hang on with 10:50 to go in the period. And again, a 2-0 Humboldt lead. And boy, Mounier had it roll off his stick. And very, very dangerous when that number one line gets the puck.
Yeah, it was scary. As I mentioned, I had a quick chat with Rhett Ewan's parents. Rhett got called up to the Regio Rebels earlier this fall for a short stint. And his mom and dad said he didn't want to leave here. He didn't want to go up. He wanted to stay in Flin Flon, so he was happy to come back.
I'll tell you what, they're happy to have him back.
Yeah, they sure are.
Puck is grabbed at center ice here by Arbery. Arbery will get a hold of it quickly. He'll rip it inside the Humboldt zone. Yakimchuk tried to keep it in. Now it comes out. Yakimchuk will get it again, and he'll pick it up and flip it back inside Humboldt territory. Holowachuk waits for it. Up the boards it goes, but Flin Flon will keep it in. Dwayne Leafs fires on target. Trick kick it to the corner. Morozov on the rebound. Tied up here by Holowachuk. Inglis in there as well. He gets the puck free, gets it over to Knudsen. Knudsen will take a look. Down the ice it goes. Puck hits somebody, icing waved off. There's Jacob Strizzy in there deep. Inglis in there as well, but Bruce will pick it up. Bruce moves it ahead. Here comes Joey Lees to center. And he'll go out for a change before flipping the puck back in Humboldt territory. 9:55 to go. Second period. 2-0 Broncos in front. Here's a chance for the Bombers. Ryder Bucha jumps out of a chance. And a right toe save made by Trent. Back the blue line to Miskew. He'll hold it in. Seitz gets drilled in front of the Humboldt net. Bucha out front, a chance. Trent scores! Straight through his pass! Jacked in by Lalamier. And I think Lalamier's going to get credit for it. He does. A great move, though, by Ryder Bucha back of the net. He gets the chance. Trent made the initial save, but the puck is laying behind him. And Lalamier, a guy that's been waiting to get on track offensively. Here's the replay. There's Lalamier right in the crease here. As the puck is loose. What a heads-up move here. You can see it laying there, and he'll jam it in for his 5th goal of the year.
We always say get to the net, make it hard on the goaltender, get messy in there, and that's exactly what Lalamier did there, and it was great play.
How about the play by Ryder Bucha?
Yeah.
Got it there.
And a huge hit in front of the net. I thought there might be a penalty on that, but
Flin Flon gets that big goal. They're on the board, but here come the Broncos. Flip will get a chance on target. Bradley the save. Rebound cleared outside the zone. And McElwain will go back to collect the puck, but Flin Flon on the board. A big goal here by Lalamier, his 5th of the year. And Ryder Bucha, the guy that made it all happen on that great play back in the net. Broncos get it back in, though. Miskew will pick it up. Had to be careful. Big Phillips on top of him. When a guy with 6'7" coming after you, you want to move the puck quickly. Here's a chance for Rhett Ewan behind the D. Ewan coming in a shot, and he just missed it again. Over top of the net it goes. Another great chance for Rhett Ewan coming up empty. Ward will hold it in. That gets knocked down in front that time by Crusoe. The Humboldt D-man. The Bombers come close again. Up the left side for Flint. Way out of his reach. Icing called. And 8:36 remaining in the period, but a big, big goal for the Flin Flon Bombers. I'm wondering if they're going to call the media timeout here. Looks like they are.
Yep.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the official on the goal. This is Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Hockey on the one and only 102.9 CFPR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Creighton Furniture understands that you don't want just any appliance or piece of furniture. No, you want appliances and furniture that make a statement. And Creighton Furniture has what you need to create the feel, function, and features you want in your home, including great prices on upright freezers, retro fridges, and furniture with the colors you've been dreaming of. Make a statement by shopping at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, 688-7587.
Games for many are an escape, a way to become someone else. From a humble farmer to a valiant hero, a mighty mage, or even a student attending school, Shane's offers you that escape with their gaming computers and accessories. The computers are custom orders, so you can tailor your computer exactly to your gaming needs. Plus, their accessories like headphones, monitors, and chairs will make your gaming experience the best it can be. Upgrade your play today with Shane's. Watch, listen, play, connect.
8:36 to go in the second period. A 2-1 Humboldt lead of just the one assist on the goal by Lalamere. Ryder Nuka. Face off inside Humboldt territory. Ward up for the Bomber D-man. Will throw that back of the Humboldt net. There's Wyatt Stitton back of the goal. Look out. Took a big hit that time by McElwain. Puck picked up by Phillips. He'll clear it to center, but Mounier quickly grabs it for the Bombers and will send it back inside the Broncos zone. McElwain. No trouble handling it, but he'll rip it off the boards. Back down the ice it goes. Icing against Humboldt. And Flin Flon starting to come to life here after that goal.
Bradley's had to make a couple of great saves. The Bombers still out shooting the Humboldt Broncos 21-17 in the first period and a half.
9-7, they're out shooting him here in the second.
Yeah.
Stitton will take the face-off here as he lines up against Phillips. Deep inside Humboldt territory, once again to the right of the netminder Trick. Off the face-off, Bruce knocked it down. Great job of the blue line. Throws it back out front, but intercepted here by Cruto. And he'll flip it back at Flin Flon territory. Bruce had to be careful. Broncos make a wholesale change here. Bruce along the boards. Has trouble getting going. He'll throw it back of the net. And that's picked up by Jakubchuk. He headmans it to Ewan at center. There's a chance now. Stitton down the wing. Walks in off the pipe again. Oh, he had Trick feed, and it's a second goal post here tonight. Wyatt Stitton in full flight off the bar. And play continues. The Broncos clear it back to the Bomber blue line. Boy, it should be 2-2. Missed opportunities, the story for Flin Flon in this game. Stitton will race after it again, deep in Humboldt territory, back out front. Martin looking for a lane to shoot it. Good work to get away from Mansley. Martin gets it, rips that one wide. But actually, I think that went off the shoulder a tread and over the glass and out of play. But another great opportunity for Stitton. A beautiful feed from Rhett Ewan, and he fires it off the bar.
Yeah. Rhett Ewan has had a nice second period so far here.
He's had 3 outstanding chances to score.
That second last one just before the break, he made a beautiful move. Missed the net, unfortunately, but just a beautiful move to get around the defenseman.
Here comes Martin, Delisle, and Breedhold, the new line for Flin Flon. The face-off in the Humboldt zone, the left to Tritt. Bruce and Jakubchuk on the back end, a 2-1 Humboldt lead. It was 2-0 Broncos after one. Well, the Bombers have come back with the only goal in the second. Here's Miller. He's got the go-ahead goal for the Broncos. He gets knocked down, but gets the puck across the Bomber line. Jakubchuk will try to dig it free. Puck comes back to center. Paulson has it. Trying to flip it back in. It hit Cordy. He's offside. They'll blow that down. 6:50 down to go second period. Don't forget second intermission for the co-op. Our Bomber Legend Series will continue. Nolan Weir, part of the last championship team of 92-93. Very successful businessman in Calgary now. An absolute pleasure catching up with him. He spent 3 years with the Bombers between 90 and 93. Of course, culminating with that league title. He also had a pretty good minor pro career. And we'll touch on a whole whack of stuff, but a very popular guy when he was here for sure. Here's Strizzy's shot. Off the stick and over the glass and out of play. And tell you what, just another one of those guys you could sit and talk hockey with all day and all night. And it's almost 14 minutes long, but I bet I could have went another 14 or 15 minutes easy.
We'll have to get off the air quick so you can play that and get it all in, Rob. Because
with these full games now, they're pretty adamant we get back when the period starts.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear that interview.
Cordy there, the face-off against Lees back in the Flin Flon zone, the left of Bradley. Bombers win the draw. There's Morozov, who's been certainly pretty fun to watch tonight as he circles back in his own zone. He'll play that one ahead. Here comes Jakubchuk to center. He'll dump it in. Morozov, the first guy in there. Along the boards, they feed it back to Bruce. His shot off the stick, bounces in front of the net, just wide. Picked up by Morozov again, back of the Humboldt net. Picked up along the boards here by McElwain. Yakimchuk reaches in, knocked it down, throws it towards the front of the net, but right on McElwain's stick. He'll get a hold of it. Arbery picked that one off at center, and he'll dump it right back in. Here comes the Bombers. Joey Lees, back of the net, throws it out from the Humboldt goal, but cleared away by Cordy. Yakimchuk dumps it right back in. McElwain, who never seems to leave the ice, is back out there to get it again. Here's McElwain. He'll carry it to center. Now he'll dump it in. It hits somebody. Lallemire, who's got the Bomber goal, flipped it ahead to Arbery. I don't think he realized how much room he had. He'll pick it up. He'll get it in. Strizzy comes back and takes it from him. Here comes Jacob Strizzy. The lead pass to Cordy at center. Broncos break away. The drop pass to Strizzy. Back off foot. Cordy puck leg it from the Bomber net. And that's grabbed here by LaSalle. LaSalle will pick it up. Back of the net. Pinned up by Biscu. LaSalle breaks free. Pass out front. A chance by Phillipson. Great save by Bradley. Knudsen wires one wide. Buck will hit the corner. It'll shoot all the way back down the ice. Holowachuk at center. Muka tries to take it from him. He does. But then he lost the handle and rolled in front of the Humboldt net. But what an effort there by Ryder Muka.
Yeah, he was tangled up. Just couldn't get free. But, yeah, a great play by Muka. Bradley made a couple of nice saves down the other end. Bombers are looking pretty good this period, Rob.
Big save on Phillips. I would say Bradley's biggest save of the night. And you're right there, looking good. 2-1 Humboldt leads it. 5:19 to go second period. Seitz, Muka, Lallemire is the line for Flin Flon. They've got the goal tonight. Miskew and Pashon. Broncos win the draw. And here comes the puck to center. That's grabbed here by LaSalle. He runs into his own guy. Flin Flon will get the puck back. Miskew to center. Nice feed to Muka back across Humboldt. Deep in their own zone. Flipped it in here for Lallemire. Lallemire left at the corner. That's picked up here by Seitz. Lallemire knocked down. Gets back up. Gets a stick on it. Throws it back in deep, but right on McElwain's stick. Does McElwain ever leave the ice?
No. Him and
Holowachuk
and Corday. You've mentioned their names the most. Again.
Bombers will throw it back in deep. Here comes Tritz out to play it.
I don't think they leave.
McElwain doesn't. He's got the puck again. Here's Bansley. He'll take the pass across the line. Hangs on. Shoots. Didn't miss by much. Boy, that one was wired. Alexander will pick it up. He'll skate the other direction. Alexander on the right side had Rhett Ewan coming to the front of the net. He'll try to throw it out front. Off the side of the Humboldt net. Ewan in there. And he's got all kinds of Broncos on top of him as Trick will pin the puck up along the post. Ewan reaches in there, trying to get a little bit of leverage, and the Broncos take an exception to that.
That's where you want to see Big Rhett Ewan is in there messing it up, mucking it up right in front of the goaltender, and just messing with him. And that's the way this Bomber team has to score and has been scoring this season.
4:20 to go, second period. A 2-1 Humboldt lead. Face off once again deep in the Broncos zone, where the majority of play seems to be in the second period. Delisle will get waved up for Flin Flon. Martin goes in to take the draw against Chapman. Deep in the Broncos zone, the left of the net minor Trick. Off the face-off, Martin will try to get to it. Chapman got there first, throws it back to the Bronco net to Holowachuk. On the boards it goes. Huey can't get it out. Flin Flon holds it in. Here's a chance for Breho. A chance. That got blocked. Martin will get it back, and he'll dump it back in the goal for Delisle. Delisle back out front. That one got knocked away, but Breho back on top of it. Hudson Breho able to avoid a check, but the puck comes back to center. Here comes Bansley. He'll jump on the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Bansley spins, fires. It goes off with Chapman's skate, and Breho will pick it up, and he skates back down the ice there for the Bombers. Across the line, a shot. Rebound! Oh, what a chance for Ward! Trick kicked out the rebound. Ward was there. And we got a penalty coming up against Humboldt here. Hooking penalty coming up, and we'll see if the Bombers can tie up this game with 3.5 minutes to go in the second period.
It would be huge right now, Rob. This is a big power play for the Flin Flon Bombers, but going up against the #1 penalty kill in the league.
Bob Wood, our Pepsi power play contest against his products at Walmart. Good luck to him. If the Bombers score on the power play, he'll win a 12-pack of Pepsi, courtesy of Arctic Beverages, your local dealer of Pepsi Cola in northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan. That Bomber power play, like we said, ranked third at 23.5%, but the Humboldt penalty kill, the best in the league at 87.4. Flin Flon 0 for 1 tonight, just their second chance. Lees, Delisle, Stinton, Muka and Fashon, the power play unit. McElwain out there again. Huey, Skogstad. And there's a chance now for Flin Flon as that's fired off the blocker there of Tritt. Rebound to Ward. Knocked down in front, picked up by McElwain. And down the ice it goes. The other penalty killer for the Broncos is Semchishin. The Bombers forced back in their own zone. Here comes Fashon. Swings the pass to Delisle at center. They'll dump it back in Humboldt territory. Lee's tried to get in there. Lee's the Bomber leader with power play goals with 6. He had 2 power play goals last night. Knocked down by Delisle at the blue line. Doesn't want to shoot it. Leaves it there for Sean. Side of the goal it goes to Muka. Back to blue line to Delisle. Back out front. Lee spins, fires, but turned over. And picked up here by Semchishin. And he'll lift it back down the ice. 1:08 to go in the power play. 2:40 to go in the second period. A 2-1 Humboldt lead. A good game here again between these longtime foes. Here's Fashon. He'll swing the pass up to Seitz. He's at center. He'll rip that one inside the Humboldt zone. Rhett Ewan can't pick it up. Broncos a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Here comes Chapman. A shorthanded goal yesterday. Throws it on target. Save made here by Bradley. And one of the Broncos goes flying behind the net. That was LaSalle. Here's the pass to Arbery. He's back inside Humboldt territory. Reed Arbery along the right-hand boards. Leaves it in the corner. Drop back to Ward at the blue line. Top of the circle for Ewan. Here's Ward. Thought about shooting it. He'll swing it out front to Arbery. Arbery has it, a chance. Off the post again. Puck rolling behind Tritt. The Bombers can't jam it in. Another goal post. That's 3 tonight. Puck loose back of the Humboldt net. Ewan trying to get a stick on it. LaSalle batting on it. Comes back out front. Here's Ward, a chance. Glove save made by Tritt. Another glorious opportunity.
Unbelievable. As I say, scoring chances, I believe, should be a stat, but because the Bombers have had quite a few, and that being the third solid goal post of the night.
9 seconds remaining in the power play. 1:42 to go in this second period. It remains a 2-1 Humboldt lead, and boy, the Bombers have had a great second tonight, outshooting the Broncos 12-9. They got the 1 goal. Should have at least 2 more, maybe 3. Off the draw. Here's Yakubchuk just inside the line. Looks for a lane, shoots it, safe made, rebound, cleared wide. And the Broncos get the puck to the blue line, and it comes out. Picked up by Miller. 1-on-1 here with Yakubchuk for Cruto out of the box. He'll take the pass off front. Cruto a chance, and he can't put it home. Oh, what great action between these two teams tonight. Another absolute classic in this Flin Flon Bomber Humboldt Bronco rivalry. Yakubchuk will pick up the puck for Flin Flon. The center penalty over. We're back to 5 aside. Gets it in tight. Morozov, though, ran out of room. Here comes Jacob Strizzy. He'll throw that on target. Look out off the glove that time of Bradley. Puck playing back to the Bomber net. Here's Wyatt Stitton. Try to play it ahead. We got 1 minute remaining here in the second period. Phillips has that redirect off him over the glass and out of play. 56 seconds remaining. Second period, 2-1 score Humboldt. But boy, what a game tonight. And Flin Flon, an absolutely terrific second period. Want to make sure you finish up strong here. The face-off will come, I believe, just inside the Flin Flon line with 56.3 seconds. Shots are 25-21 Bombers, by the way. And they've got the only goal here in the second period. Lalimire's got his 5th of the year. But a big face-off between Phillips, who had 2 last night, but looks like he says, no, you take the draw. When he shouts the command to Flint, he'll go in to take the face-off here against Wyatt Stitton back in the Flin Flon zone. To the left of the netminder. Flin Flon will work it ahead, try to hit out in center. If the pass he gets to it, eventually it's broken up. Can't get much wood on it. Broncos clear it out. Center ice for Flint. Knocked away here by Mounier. Flint got it back. Leaves it there for Knudsen. His pass to LaSalle at center. LaSalle across the Bomber line, down the right side, comes in. Fashon meets him with a nice body check. Puck though rolls back to the Bomber net. Picked up by Stitton. Played it ahead to Ewan. He'll flip that one ahead. Alexander trying to get a stick on it, but a great defensive play by Holowachuk in his blue line. Broncos have it. This is Knudsen. Up the right side, nice pass, but they're offside. Although they don't like the call here. Phillips going right over at the referee. He doesn't like that one. Does he have a case?
I couldn't. He was down right here, Rob, and I was looking over where the puck is, so I couldn't tell you. It was close. I do know that.
He sure didn't like it. He went over the referee right away. 10.8 seconds to go. Face-off going to come. Bombers are pointing that it should be in the Humboldt zone. This will be interesting with 10.8 seconds to go. They are going to move the face-off in Humboldt territory.
Yeah.
So a great chance for the Bombers here with 10.8 seconds. Huge face-off. Lees will line up here against Skottstad to the left of Charlie Trick in this tight 2-1 Humboldt lead. Off the face-off. Morozov to Mounier. And he'll send that one wide from the blue line. Lees on it. Back of the goal for Arbery. Here's Morozov. Back out front. Flin Flon looking to get a shot. First shot. We'll rip it over top of the net. That's going to do it. Buzzer will go. But a great period for Flin Flon and another great matchup between the Bombers and Broncos tonight. We'll take a quick break. Big interview coming up in the second intermission. And a great game again tonight. Humboldt in front 2-1 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season.
I have 4.
We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150,
I'll get rid of them.
the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years.
Are we going
Northland
to
Ford
the
helping to
interview
around the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
1.
All righty, welcome back to Whitney Forum. It's our second intermission tonight for the North of 53 Consumers Co-op. Quickly, the second period scoring summary for Northland Ford, just the 1 goal. Lalamier parking himself in front of that. A great job by local product rider Muka behind the net. Gets the wraparound, gets it through Tritt's legs. The puck is laying there, and Lalamier able to jam it home. And it's a big one to give the Bombers some life as they're back at it, trailing 2-1 after 2.
Absolutely, and some great scoring chances. We talk of those three posts and a lot of great scoring chances. Bradley's played a great game at the other end for the Bombers, so as advertised, a great hockey game.
Well, I didn't think that that the Bombers had the edge to play in the first, but they certainly did in the second tonight.
Yep.
And really should have the lead, but should have, could have. We know how that turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game of inches and bounces, as they say, and we witnessed that in the second.
Great effort, those shots in the second period here tonight for the Flin Flon Bombers. They wind up with 17, so they got a 2-period total of 25. As for the Humboldt Broncos, they had 11. So they have a 2-period total of 21. Flin Flon 0 for 2 on the power play. Humboldt 0 for 1. And when the Broncos lead after 2, they're 8-0-0-1. The only game that they lost, and they led after 2 periods, was last night. We'll see if the Bombers can make it happen. Flin Flon, when they trailed after 2 periods of play, again, just a 1 victory, which came last night. The record sitting at 1-4 on the year, but it's just a 1 goal. And again, if you're Mike Gregg and the Bombers, you got to be pretty pumped up and excited with that second period. We'll take a quick break. Lengthy interview coming up. Nolan Weir from the championship team. The Flin Flon Bomber Legend Series is next on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Weekday mornings after the 8 o'clock news and weather, CFAR and the Flin Flon Credit Union brings you the Community School Calendar. You need to know. Let's face it, be reminded of what's up today at your child's school. The Community School Calendar. Every weekday morning, brought to you by the Flin Flon Credit Union and 102.9 CFAR, your radio.
And good evening. Welcome to our second intermission tonight. As promised, we continue on with our Flin Flon. We're going to feature a player from the last championship team of 92-93. Nolan Ware, who spent 3 years with the Flin Flon Bombers between 1990 and 93, and, of course, was part of that epic championship run. I don't think anybody will ever forget, especially him and the players from 1993. Nolan joins us from Calgary here tonight. Nolan, good to catch up with you, and thanks a lot for making time out to do this. I know it'll be fun to kind of trace back to a glorious time in this team's history.
Hey, Rob. Thanks for reaching out. And, it'd be kind of neat to talk about that stuff. You know, here and there with some of the guys that you talk about old stories, but sometimes it almost just gives the guy goosebumps thinking about that back years ago.
That was such an exciting time, and we'll get to that, Nolan, but one of the questions I always like to ask, especially like how you came to Flin Flon. Like I said, you're in Flin Flon for 3 years. I mean, you're part of that championship team there, but you were there before that. You started in 1990. How did you first arrive in Flin Flon? Tell me how that all kind of unfolded.
Well, geez, I would even have to think about that for a second. You know what? I believe, so I was playing AAA midget hockey in Medicine Hat and for the Tigers. And my last year we had we were actually in the Max midget tournament, and still the same tournament, Circle K, I guess now. And I ended up having a really good tournament, and I got listed at the time with Moose Jaw and Moose Jaw Warriors. And so anyway, that fall, in '90, I guess, I went to camp in Moose Jaw and didn't have the greatest camp. And then I was thinking of what to do next, and I believe a kid I played with in Medicine Hat, Jeff Morrison, if I remember correctly, his dad was some type of scout or something, or had some connection in Flin Flon. And so I got back to Medicine Hat from Moose Jaw, and he was like, well, hey, do you want to head to Tisdale and go to training camp for the Bombers? And I was like, I didn't know anything about Flin Flon, probably never even heard of it before. And I was like, let's give it a whirl. So that's kind of how that went. Went to training camp, and that was the first year. I think it was the first year Norm Johnson was there.
Yes.
And so they had the training camp in Tisdale, and had a really good camp. Scored a few goals. Maybe got in a fight or two, can't even remember, and in a preseason or two there, and then they shortened the roster up there, and then we did the convoy north to Flin Flon.
Then I guess the rest is all history. You ended up spending 3 years, played a lot of games with the Bombers, and I know that you're a very popular player here with your teammates plus the community, and I know you really enjoyed your time. The championship year obviously was pretty special, but all in all, I think you really enjoyed being a Bomber, didn't you, Nolan?
You know what? It was for me. It was pretty cool. And I guess for me, like you say, I was in the community a fair bit. I took my grade 12 year actually in Flin Flon, so I actually graduated. I graduated from Flin Flon, so that was pretty cool too, because I was, I went to school. I got to be a part of the community and with the kids, so I knew quite a few people, in town with that, and then. I ended up, working a couple summers and stuff there in the mines. So no, I loved it. It was an amazing time.
And I'm sure it kind of groomed you to be to the person that you became.
You know what? It made you being up there. It made you grow up as a young immature kid, I guess. Going up there. You didn't have a choice but to grow up. So it was it was pretty cool. Like you say, we with buddies here and there in Calgary, every once in a while, if we get together or something, we'll talk about different stories or whatever. And it's an amazing place to to be in the winter. It was fun. I remember we would go tobogganing. I don't know where we would go tobogganing there, but there were some toboggan hills we would go down, or we'd go out ice fishing, or we would, go out snowmobiling with some local guys. So, I don't imagine there's too many other cities around or towns that you'd get the opportunity to do that stuff.
I also remember you guys out playing a lot of bunk hockey. That's where I met you, was playing a lot of bunk hockey back in the day.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. It was cool to get out and do that stuff, and really otherwise you're just, sitting around, sitting around your place. And I guess back then, nobody really played video games or anything, so you might as well go out and enjoy yourself and just take advantage of what was there.
Well, and I mean, like you said, you guys are really, really entrenched in the community, which I think was made that championship run even more special. Let's talk about that, Nolan. It's a great way to wrap up your junior hockey career, especially in Flin Flon with a championship ring. What a team that was. It's still the last Bomber team to actually win. They've been close, as I'm sure you know, several times since then, but that was the last team to actually do it. What do you remember about that run? What's the first thing that jumps in your head?
Geez. You know what? Just I don't even. It was the whole thing was so. It was just so crazy, and it's one of those things. You know what? To win a championship is pretty special. A lot of guys, you know, play forever and don't ever win. So, you know, it's you know what? I think just seeing how crazy it was, you know, being on the road and all the fans coming, and then, you know, definitely at home, it was absolutely chaos. But it was, you know, and I can't even remember who we would have played. I don't know if Humboldt. I do remember, obviously, I 1,000% remember Melville.
Yeah, Humboldt in the first round, then Nipawin, then Melville, and then you played Dauphin in the Anavet Cup.
Yes. So I knew Dauphin. I totally forgot about Nipawin. I don't even, and to be honest, I don't even really remember the series against Nipawin. I do remember the series against Humboldt, and if I remember correctly too, I think we were even kind of the underdogs anyway, even in the North, if I remember. Yeah. You know, and but no, it was amazing, and it just, you know, it just goes to show that you know, about, you know, teamwork and you know, and just kind of persistence and just hard work, right? That can turn it around. And I know definitely against Melville, I know 100% we were underdogs for sure. But it's one of those things about hard work that and the relationships you build after the fact with that. It's, you know, it's crazy to think about that.
I remember one thing from the run, and I'm going to throw it by you and see if you remember this. When you're playing Dauphin in the Anavet Cup, you took a slap shot and hit Archie Bilcherek up high, their number one goalie, and actually put him out. Do you remember that?
No.
I do. I know.
No, I don't. I do. And now that you bring up Dauphin with that, I think one of the games, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you about this, but I think one of the games, I don't know if I had scored a couple goals, if we were down and I'd scored a couple goals and to bring us back into the series or not, but it was, I don't know, and Dauphin was absolutely crazy, you know, and I think, you know, especially, you know, winning the Saskatchewan Junior was amazing, and you know, obviously beating Dauphin was phenomenal. But to go to the Centennial Cup was absolutely crazy as well, and I'm sure, you know, probably some of the fans were disappointed of the outcome there. But I don't know. I think we just ran into some bad luck with you know, with getting hurt and a few injuries, you know, when we were out east.
I heard that the flu went through the team too.
Yeah, you know what, and that's, I mean, it's been so long ago, I haven't even really talked about it for years or even thought about it. But yeah, I do remember, you know, some guys getting hurt and just some crazy things that would never happen. And if I recall, trying to think of his name, Jason Hennehue and I were, I think, our number one PK units. And we were great, and I think our second game or first game there, you know, we ran into each other a couple times, and then they scored a goal, and it was just like something crazy that, you know, would never happen and didn't happen pretty much all year long. But it was, you know, like you say, one of those things that just piled up, and we just kind of had a bad tournament there. But even still, just the you know, the experience to go there and to represent, you know, Flin Flon and the Saskatchewan Junior was a pretty wild experience.
And it certainly didn't take away from a very incredible year. Just the team, the community, and just I mean, let's face it, the junior hockey experience is a special one, but extra special when you get to play in Flin Flon and win in Flin Flon, Nolan.
Oh, for sure. And even over the years, you know, talking with different guys that are hockey guys and that have played or whatever, you know, you tell them. You played in Flin Flon, and they almost kind of step back a little bit. And they're like, wow, what was that like? How crazy was that? And I was like, you know what? We were, as an opponent or somebody else on the outside, you know, they hated it. But I said, you know, once you had the support of the fans and Flin Flon. It was amazing. It was a great, unbelievable place to play.
Quickly, before we wrap it up, I got to ask you, you played your entire junior career for Norm Johnson. What was that like? I know Norm obviously is a guy that very strict coach, very old school coach. How did you? What your thoughts playing for him for those 3 years?
You know what? That is funny you say that, but my first 2 years there, every trade deadline, I was shaking in my boots at home, wondering if a guy was going to get traded or not.
2 minutes, 35 seconds.
You didn't know what he was going to pull or what he was going to do.
Right back to you, got it.
It was, you know what? He is, as crazy as people think he was. You know what? He, at the end, and if I remember as well, he even told us at training camp that he had a 3-year program. That when he first got there, and I don't know if you knew about that or if any of the fans did back in the day or not, but he told us that he wanted 3 years and he'd have a championship team. And so for him, for us to pull that off was crazy, but like I said, it was he was strict. He was he was very demanding. But you know what? And I think in the end, he knew what buttons to push with what guys and how to pull the best out of each guys. And but you know what? My 20-year-old year, if I remember, there might have been 5, 6 of us, maybe 7. I can't remember. 20-year-olds, but I do remember too. I think Rob Beck, myself, and I think Hatch didn't come right off the bat. But I think it was, it was pretty cool too. So I think there was only 2 or 3 of us that were there. Oh, I'm actually sorry, and old Brownie, Jason Brown. But there was only 2 or 3 of us that were basically there from the start. So it was pretty neat to see that as well.
Well said, and yes, I do remember him talking about that 3-year plan. Quickly, before we wrap it up, Nolan, I know you went on, you had a pretty decent minor pro career. Talk a little bit quickly about that. Maybe just update people what you're doing today.
So after Flin Flon, I went down to the States. It didn't work out for a year or so, and then so I came back and went to college in Red Deer and played in college for a couple of years. And then after that, I went back down to the States and played for kind of 5, 6 years, bounced around to some teams, and just enjoyed life. And then came back to Calgary. And I started a irrigation company, and that's actually what I'm doing now. So I've had a irrigation company in Calgary for the last 25 years.
Great to catch up with you, Nolan. Once a Bomber, always a Bomber.
10
and here
seconds.
with the 100th anniversary coming up real soon, here's hoping we see you back in Flin Flon again.
100%, Rob. I will definitely, and thanks again for reaching out.
And a big thanks to Nolan Weir, and look at that, we timed out nicely tonight.
Perfect.
Our Flin Flon Bomber Legend Series, what a player he was. Very popular in the community, as pretty much the entire team was that year. And boy, what a victory it was, that celebration in 92-93. Melville Millionaires lost 11 games the entire year, were the heavy favorite with the Bombers. Found some type of magic and were able to pick up that big victory. Won it right in Melville. And the last time the Bombers have hosted that big SPHL trophy. Here's Miller a chance, and he'll rip that one wide. Great game here tonight. Bombers had put 2-1 against the Bombers down 2-1, just underway in the third period. Here comes Landon Alexander for Flin Flon quickly across the Humboldt line. Back out front, oh, trick. Good save there. Broncos jump on it right back the other way. Cordy coming down the ice. Up the middle, a chance. He'll fire that on target. Bradley the save. Alexander gets it back. We'll get to our McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard. Our next stop, which will play Rhett Ewan, will fire that on target. Trent the save, and he'll get rid of it. McElwain. Flip that outside the zone. Ward got a hold of it. That got blocked here by LaSalle. Flin Flon gets it back to center. Martin will get it again. He'll flip it back in. McElwain is there. Lost the handle, but got enough of it to get it out. Here's a quick pass. Flint's across the line. He's got one of the 2 Humboldt goals tonight. Picked it up in the corner. Flips it back to the blue line. Substitution a chance. And that's kicked out by Bradley right on the stick that time to Martin. Martin picks it up. He'll get it to center now inside the Humboldt zone. Drop that one back. Breho. Out front to Delisle, but he can't find the trigger. He had it in his skates, and he kind of got, lost sight of where it was. Kind of handcuffed himself. Broncos will flip it in. In Flin Flon territory, icing waved off. That's Phillips, the big 6'7" forward out of Ottawa. Try to come back out front. Got blocked. Boy, look at the reach he's got. Now he pins up his guy. That's Arbery along the boards. The puck skirts free, though, to the Bomber D-man, Pashon. Here's a stretch pass to Lees at center. And he'll flip it back to the Humboldt zone. Paulson is there. Lost it back to the goal to Arbery. Back out front, fucking degrees. Oh, they almost put it in their own net. Vansley just about swatted that one in his own net. Broncos have it. That's Knutson. He'll rip that off the boards back down the ice. Icing called, and a great chance for Flin Flon there as the Broncos almost have a big miscue in their own end. That was close. He almost put it in.
Yep, it was. And the Bomber actually almost got his stick on that one again. They've had a lot of chances like that, but with not much luck anyhow.
Face-off back inside the Humboldt zone, the right of Tritt. Flin Flon wins the face-off. This is Bruce in the corner for Leo Seitz. Back of the goal for Lalamere, the only goal scorer for Flin Flon tonight. Lalamere, wraparound, comes back out front and picked up by Vansley, and he'll flip the puck off the boards. And Bruce has got to race back to get it. He played that over to Yakubchuk. He tried to hit Seitz with the pass too far. Icing against Flin Flon. Let's see what's happened to the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Battle for the 4-0 lead on Nipwood in the third period. Warman, look at this, a 6-3 lead on Weyburn in the third period tonight. Less than 5 minutes to go. That'd be a huge win for them. Estevan, they've had a good year. 5-4 on top of Kindersley in the third period. And Melfort, a 5-1 lead on LaRange in the third tonight. The rest of the scores coming up next break. Cordy face-on off inside the Flin Flon zone against Seitz. The Bombers will get it down the ice. There's Cruto, the Humboldt D-man. He gets the puck out. He hits the leg. McElwain will get it right back to Cordy. And he'll miss out. Another icing call. Manitoba Junior Hockey League tonight, one final. Steinbach has beaten the Winnipeg Monarchs 4-1. Dauphin a 2-1 lead on Selkirk after 2. Winkler a 6-1 lead on Swan Valley after 2. Burton up on Portage 5-3. The Blues up on Wayway 3-1. And Niverville a 6-0 lead on the Blizzard, all after 2 periods of play here tonight. Niverville, like we said, they're a number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, I was just going to say they've really got a good team there.
McElwain will get that back to Strizzy. He'll flip that one in, and a big collision there between McElwain and Ewan, 2 really big boys banging into each other. Puck will come back in the Flin Flon zone. That's picked up by Bruce. That goes off the stick, but makes its way back inside Humboldt territory. Alexander will pick it up. Alexander trying to jam it out front. Look out, it's on the side of the post here. Ewan will put that puck in after the whistle had gone. And obviously that's not going to go over well. McElwain grabbed a hold of him, and Tritt able to get the skate blade out to keep that one in, and a great chance. Is Ewan going to take a penalty here?
I don't know. I'm watching his mom yell at him.
Him and McElwain are still mixing it up, but I'm wondering if a penalty's been called here. Maybe not. NHL Finals. Edmonton in overtime beat Carolina 4-3. Minnesota 2-0 win over Anaheim. Boston hangs on for a 3-2 win against Montreal. The Rangers beat Columbus in the shootout 2-1. Tampa Bay a 3-1 win against Florida. New Jersey in the shootout beat Washington 3-2. LA blanks Ottawa 1-0. Detroit in overtime a 5-4 loss against Buffalo. And Chicago beats Toronto 3-2. The Leafs really struggling this year.
Not as bad as my Flames. But yeah.
I think there's teams in the Western League that would beat the Flames.
I think so too, Rob. I hate to say it and I hate to see it, but they're just not good.
Delisle set for the faceoff against Skogstad in the Humboldt zone. The left of Charlie Tritt, a 2-1 Humboldt lead is underway in the third period. Linesman seen enough. Skogstad gets waved out, so Christian goes in to take the draw, and it pays off because the Broncos win the faceoff. Puck bounced to center, picked up here by Ward. He'll dump it right back in. Olowachuk, the Humboldt D-man. Back of the net, look out. Almost lost that puck to Delisle. Broncos will clear it. It's going to go down the ice again. Another icing call. Or is icing waved off here? Must have hit somebody. I don't know who, but Mounier will lift that up along the boards. Humboldt will hold it in. Grabbed by Ward. Plays the puck out to center. Picked up by Sim Chishin, the Humboldt D-man. Ripped it back in Flin Flon territory. Delisle poked it ahead. Mounier will get the pass to Breho. Across the Bronco line. Trying to put the E. McElwain takes it down hard. And he loses his helmet. The fans want a penalty, not going to get one. Arbery drops it back to Mounier. Here's Ward on the tape. A good one to Arbery. He had Lees wide open, but he couldn't get it to him. Morozov comes back on the Bombers' side of center. That hit escapes. Strizzy's got it. Look out. He'll take off across the line. Lees comes back to knock it down. Here comes Lees to center. Lees across the Humboldt line. Hangs on. Shot blocked by Cruto. Rebound back of the goal. Cordy has his guy. Lees tries to dig the puck free. Cruto comes over, ties him up. Arbery back of the Humboldt net as well. Digs the puck free. Yakupchuk at the line. Shoots it. And tripped there. He'll grab the puck with a nice glove save. But good work here by the Bombers. Again, have had a nice game here tonight, but it's just been a real big night of missed opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Mike Reagan was happy with, maybe with that roughing, I think it wasn't roughing, but roughhousing with Leo Seitz.
Face-off back in Humboldt territory. Seitz is arguing something with the referees. He'll get ready for the face-off inside the Humboldt zone to the right of the netminder, Charlie Trick. Seitz against Chapman. Broncos win the draw. Off the glass. Yakupchuk's got to hurry. The speedy Miller on him, who caught him. Miller's got the go-ahead goal here tonight, but they'll knock that away from him. Here comes Ryder Muka. Quickly up the right side across the Humboldt line. Nice toe drag. Throws it into the front of the net. And can't finish up, but a great move there by Muka, who set up the only Flin Flon goal. But the puck will make its way to the front of the Humboldt net, and again, the Bronco netminder Trent will grab that. If you missed it earlier today, congratulations to Hatnut Queens, the senior girls volleyball team. Zone champions for the 6th straight time. They knocked off on the Paw in the finals today on their way to provincials, and congratulations to MBC after the Paw. Won the boys final, but not easy. 3 sets against Cranberry. And like I said, the Paw, a nice team, ranked 7th in the province, but boy, Cranberry gave them a pretty good game here today. But congratulations to both those teams. It was a great weekend of volleyball here in northern Manitoba. Phillips takes a big hit. He's going to draw a penalty here. Seitz is going to go. And I'll be interested to see how they call us now. Seitz going to get into it here.
Seitz trying to get the other player, Flint.
He got the stick up high down for Sean getting into it with Phillips here.
Flint's going off. Oh, maybe not.
I don't think so. Broncos are calling their guys over the bench. Oh, he is going to get a penalty here. He got called for misconduct. Unsportsmanlike.
It was very foolish. There was no need. The Bomber was going off for the high stick.
Pomasco not happy about it. He's got his hands up in the air. He tried to call his players back to the bench here. But I guess the penalty had been made, and this is a big break for Flin Flon. There's a hit along the board. That's a high hit for sure.
It was just the stick came up accidentally, I think. Watch there. You
need an elevator to get up there and hit Phillips in the first place.
Yeah, luckily he wasn't hurt any worse. But, yeah, that not a smart play. It's okay to protect your player, but he probably should have done that and skated away. But a good teammate comes to the aid of a player.
14:43 to go. A big break here for Flin Flon. Flint will take the penalties to coincidental minors. They're going to be 4-on-4 here. I'm not sure what Mike Reagan's unhappy about. Or is it still a power? That's not a power play.
No.
He looks like he's pretty ticked off about something, does he not?
Yeah, I don't know. It couldn't have been the high stick because it was a high stick.
Broncos win the draw. They got a 2-on-1. Here's a quick pass here to Strizzy. Strizzy across the Bomber line. Then he kind of ran out of room. Stinton will come back and pick it up in his own blue line. White Stinton, a good move to center. White Stinton across the Humboldt line. Hangs on a shot that goes over top of the Bronco net. Alexander will chip in the blue line. Yakupchuk holds it in, but grabbed by Knutson. Quick pass to Strizzy. Strizzy across the Bomber line. Here's a check. Knutson walks in over top of the net. It goes. I think the Bomber D-man got a stick on it. Alexander the other way. Alexander able to get away from Knutson. Up the middle. Mounier a chance, and he ripped it wide. Another great chance, but they missed the net yet again. How many missed nets tonight? 15? Semchishin down the wing. Made a good move. Semchishin cuts it. Can he finish? No, he can't. Great save. Miller from the blue line. That got blocked. End-to-end action like you wouldn't believe as the puck is set back in the Humboldt zone. Sensational chances both ways as it's starting to open up here in the third period. 13:40 to go, a 2-1 Humboldt lead. Both teams getting great chances here so far. Lees at center. Throws it back to Bruce and his blue line. Here's Arbery. And then a good body check that time by Holowachuk. McElwain will pick it up back of the Humboldt net. Being watched out front by Lees. McElwain will take it. Here's the pass to Bansley. He's across the Bomber line. Poked away, though, by Fashon. Nice defensive play. Bruce, the Bomber, D-man's got it. Backhand pass, Arbery across the line. Walks in, shoots it, save made by Tritt. Rebound goes to left-hand board, picked up by Martin. Martin in front of that band on it. And it goes to the toe, and then he comes over, takes an extra whack at Tritt. And we've seen some interesting stuff here this third. The Bombers trying to kind of get in Tritt's kitchen a little bit.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. They're gonna have to pay for it a bit. I'd say McElwain on any other team would be the biggest player, but not on this Humboldt Bronco team. He is a big lad, and seems very, very solid. And you've mentioned it a number of times, never leaves the ice.
No, he'd be probably amongst the top 3 or 4 D-men in the league.
Yeah, I would think so. Never leaves the ice. He is off now, but poor guy needs a rest.
They'll be right back out there right away.
Yeah.
13:01 to go, third period. Tritt is saying something to the referee. Said, look, I'm getting tired of these guys coming in and getting in my kitchen a little bit. Martin gets set for the faceoff. He had that chance moments ago. He'll line up here against Phillips, the big 6'7" forward out of Ottawa. Comes back to push on the blue line. Here's Bruce for Flin Flon. His shot! Save! Rebound in front, but Martin can't pick it up. Broncos clear it. Here's Knutson. Plays it back to center ice. Picked up here by Holowachuk. Got held up a little bit. Lascelles. He spins away from Martin. Throws it back in deep. Holowachuk will pick it up. At the blue line, he can't hold it in. Puck will come back to Knutson at center. Knutson ripped it inside the Flin Flon zone, high off the glass. Vachon will knock it down back. That had a couple Broncos on him. Plays it outside the zone, but Phillips there to cut it off. Here's McElwain. See, he's right back out there. There's Vachon up into the Humboldt bench and blown down with 12:21 to go. I'd love to log the amount of. He must play 45 minutes.
Absolutely, it'd be interesting. I don't think they keep that stat in the SHL, but it would be interesting to know how long he's been out. I'm thinking of a player that never left the ice. Can't remember what team it was a couple of years ago, and the same sort of thing. I talked to that fellow's parents, and they said, yeah, he gets pretty tired.
Ward will pick it up at center, trying to move it across the Humboldt line, but that's knocked away by Chapman, who's got the puck. Chapman at center ice, poked away from him, and Muka will pick it up here for Flin Flon. Muka across the Humboldt line. Ryder Muka brings the puck in deep, trying to pin up along the boards. Huey and the Broncos, Simchishin on top of him, but Muka will do his job. He'll hemming up along the boards here for a face-off, 11:57 to go. Humboldt in front 2-1. They got both their goals in the opening period tonight from Flint, who scored at 9:47. Used the Bomber D-man as a screen. Miller got the rebound to make it 2-0, and then Lalamier, a loose puck in the Humboldt crease, jammed it home. All the offense tonight. Flin Flon now out shooting the Broncos 35-23, 11-3 so far in the third. Stetton will take the face-off against Skogstad deep in the Broncos zone. The Bombers win it. Back to Fashon, a shot. That one takes down Holowachuk, and he's shaken up. Gets back up, though, but he wants to get off to the ice. Here's a chance now for Stetton. Walks in, and again, well over top of the net. Miscue. Boy, they missed the net a lot. Back out front again. They try to go to Alexander. That hit his skate. Picked up here by Skogstad. He'll bank it off the boards back at the Flin Flon zone. Icing against Humboldt.
Lieutenant Moutier just left the ice to the
Look at Holowachuk. He's struggling to get off.
He is. Moutier went to the Bomber dressing room. I think he's okay. Maybe an equipment issue. Holowachuk, yeah, he's struggling.
He blocked that shot.
That stinks.
Anyway, he makes his way to the bench, and he'll be out there really quickly again. McElwain might log the most minutes, but Holowachuk will probably be second. Another face-off win. Here's Fashon from the blue line. Ewan gets a redirection, but again, off target. Ewan will knock it down. Tried to keep it in, but picked up here by Christian, who gets it to center. And he'll flip it back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Fashon back of the goal. Nice job to get that free of Skogstad. His pass to Stetton was broken up and flipped back in the Flin Flon zone. Miscue is there. And Miller on top of him had to be careful. Miscue. Nice pass to Rhett Ewan at center. He'll flip it in, go out for a change. Picked up here by Cruto, the Humboldt D-man. He tried to come to Miller. They thought it hit a stick, but they say no. Miller's saying that it did hit a stick, but
Graydon Klomosko. Here comes Nathan Meunier back on the ice. I don't think I've seen the Humboldt coach so animated. He's.
Well, it's another big face-off inside the Humboldt zone as Delisle will get set for the draw here for Flin Flon.
He's really giving it to somebody on that bench.
Lining up against Cordy. Broncos win the face-off. McElwain around the boards. Takes a Humboldt bounce. Comes back to Strizzy at center. He'll poke that one free for Cordy. Bruce is back to break it up. Bruce has had a nice game for Flin Flon tonight. Been pretty steady. Can't get that puck out, though. Miller will get it back in. Took a big hit, though. Strizzy will pick it up. Jacob Strizzy, a nifty move. A shot off the stick over top of the Bomber net. Penalty going to come up here, and it's going to be goaltender interference. And the penalty going to go against the top offensive player in the SJHL, Jacob Strizzy. Not intentional, but bumped the netminder. And this could be the chance the Bombers were waiting for, their third power play of the game.
Not could be, it is a chance they've been waiting for, Rob. Yeah, tough one.
Roger Armstrong, our Pepsi power play contestant. Gets his products at Walmart. Third power play of the night here for Flin Flon. They're 0 for 2. Trying to make pay dirt against the league's best penalty killing unit. Here's Delisle. Back of the goal for Alfred Lees, and he whipped it over top of the net. That's the guy they want to go to. He's got 6 power play goals this year. Bashan feeds it back to Delisle. A shot. Kicked away. Rebound fired wide again. Muka to the blue line. Bashan knocked it down. Shoots it. Well off mark. Stinton goes into the far corner to Muka. Muka trying to hurry to keep that puck in. Nice job by Bashan along the boards. Back out front. Here's a check. Trick down. What a save. As he robbed Joey Lees. Oh, Charlie Trent, a tremendous save here tonight. I thought that was in, but he got his right pad down. Spectacular stop. Ryder Muka will get the puck back inside the Humboldt zone. 1:13 to go in the Flin Flon power play. That shot gets blocked, picked up by Huey. And they'll send it length to the ice, and Humboldt will get some much-needed new penalty killers out there. What a chance for Joey Lees from point-blank range. And Charlie Trent, a sensational save. Here's Reed Arbery to center. High off the glass, back in Humboldt territory. Knocked down by Leo Seitz. Can't hang on to it. Arbery in the corner. Back to the goal. Picked up by, you guessed it, McElwain. Down the ice it goes again. 40 seconds to go in the Flin Flon power play. 9 minutes remaining in the third period. Humboldt in front, 2-1. Big chance for the power play for the Bombers. Arbery at center will flip it back inside Humboldt territory. Alexander after it. Seitz can't knock it down. Puck laying there. Penalty coming up against the Bombers. As McElwain got tied up here with Alexander, who's going to go.
That's the worst kind, Rob.
In the offensive zone. Terrific penalty against Alexander.
Not only in the offensive zone, but on a power play.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
But
so 4-on-4 for 27. We got a media timeout. We'll take a break. 8:44 to go. Broncos hanging on with a 2-1 lead, but another great game at the Whitney Forum tonight here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Make the big game even bigger by visiting the North of 53 Co-op before kickoff. Stock up on pre-made sandwiches, chips, and dips, or go long with fresh chicken wings that you can make into a flavorful winner. And the end of 3-down season means the end of grilling season, so become a barbecue MVP with one last chance to make the crowd go wild. Whether you're rooting for or against the Green Machine, you can always cheer for freshness, value, and selection at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Get the power to blast through winter at home with Honda residential power generators and snowblowers from RAG 1987 in the paw. You can save up to $400 on select home backup generators like the Honda Ultra Quiet EU 3000i ES power generator with up to 3,000 watts of power and lasting up to 20 hours on 4 liters of fuel. RAG even has tools for the snow like the Honda 71 centimeter 28-inch wheel drive snowblower featuring a powerful LED headlight enabled to blow snow up to 16 meters away. Get these great deals and more at RAG, located on 2nd Street West. RAG, your exclusive dealer to certified Honda parts in the paw.
8:44 remaining in the third period. Humboldt in front 2-1, and we're going to be 4-on-4 for 20 seconds. And The Broncos will get this their second power play of the game. Puck comes back to center ice. The Bombers, Martin will flip that inside the Humboldt zone. And Miller will pick it up back to the Humboldt net. He'll kind of size things up from there. Shots are 14-3 Flin Flon in the third period.
Wow.
39-23 in the game. But the Broncos, the team in the lead, sitting at 2-1. Strizzy out of the box. So Humboldt now on the power play. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows penalty kill, just the second of the game. Martin back of it. We'll rip that over to Bruce. He's got some room. He'll pick up the puck and he'll get it down the ice. Puck will roll in on Tripp. He'll make the save, and Knutson will pick up the loose puck, and the Broncos will try to get things going. Remember the first power play tonight, Flin Flon, a perfect penalty kill, really. Cordy has it at center. Inside the Flin Flon zone, made a good move along the boards. Cordy brings it in. Blue line for Strizzy. Back to Miller. Miller takes a look, hangs onto it. Feeds it back to Knutson. Swings the pass to Strizzy. Off a leg over top of the net. Miller back on top of it. They'll run that around the board. Strizzy races the left point to keep it in. His shot got blocked, but he'll get it back. Back out front to Miller. Oh, good glove save by Bradley. That's a beauty. As he slides across, an outstanding save. Well, we saw Trent make a great one on Lees on the power play. Bradley's turn here the other way.
I think Bradley was slow getting across, but then he just got that big mid out and made just a fabulous save.
He did. He's looked good again tonight. 7.5 minutes to play in the third period. The Bronco power play has 46 seconds remaining on it. Bombers win the face-off. That's picked up here by Martin. He'll get a hold of it. Down the ice it goes. And the big D-man, McElwain, will chase it down with Sykes on top of him. Here's McElwain. He'll skate with it to center. He'll drop it back again. That's picked up here by Flint. Flint to the blue line. LaSalle. Skogstad. And the big Phillips in front of the net. How do you see anything with that freight train in front of you? Phillips has it in the corner. It's a back to blue line. Picked up by McElwain. Back in the corner for Phillips again. He'll run that around the boards the other side this time. Knocked down by Flint. Flint with a chance. With a nifty move there. He'll hang on to it deep in the Flin Flon zone. Throws it back out front. There's a chance that time for LaSalle that got blocked. Penalty is over. Alexander back on the ice, and he's got the puck at center. Here he comes across the Humboldt line. He ripped it over top of the net. Again, it goes wide. Humboldt, though, 0 for 2 on the power play. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Broncos in front 2-1. McElwain takes a big hit by Ewan. Flin Flon will keep it in. It hits the corner, comes right back in front of the Bronco net. And one thing about Charlie Trent, if the puck is anywhere near his crease, he jumps on it.
Yeah, and he covers it to be safe for sure. Brett Ewan's mom is going nuts up in the crowd. It's awesome to see.
6:19 to go, third period, and boy, another big face-off with the Humboldt zone. Arbery, Lees, and Morozov is the forward group. Ward and Mounier. Ward's got the puck, a shot, it deflected, just went wide. Holowachuk tries to clear the puck out. It comes out. Rolls back in the Flin Flon zone. Ward will race after it. Around the boards to Arbery. Can't get a stick on it. Morozov comes back batting on it. But Mounier got it. Feeds it back to Morozov. Morozov across the line. Brings the puck in deep. Morozov hangs on, a nifty move. Morozov scores! Shot down in front, but a putter in. Arbery grabs the puck. Morozov's first goal in the SHL. And he put on a couple nifty moves there. And he'll score. What a shot from Morozov, the 17-year-old sensation out of Coquitlam, BC.
Watch this.
Couple nifty moves, down he goes, but he scores. And the Bombers have tied up the game here in the third period on their 40th shot of the game.
Wow. What I like about Morozov, and I've seen it a number of times, is how he's able to find open ice, and that's exactly what he did there. He did go down, but he got a great shot away. We got another barn burner, Rob.
It's 2-2 here in the third period. Here comes Flin Flon again. Chance in front, Dorsnet! And Delisle can't jam it in. Trick will get his big left pad down. But boy, the Bombers have had a great third period. Outshooting the Broncos 16-4, and Morozov's tied the game in his SJHL debut.
You knew, you just thought that he was going to get one tonight the way he's been playing. He was a little more quiet in the second period, but what a great goal, and good for him.
Lots of hockey left, 5.5 to go. The puck is inside the Humboldt zone. Breho, who's had some chances tonight, pinned up along the board for the Broncos, dig it free. It's back to Fashon. He'll chip it back in. Puck is kind of took a funny bounce there and stayed there. Hit like a grid in the ice or something. Minsky will pick up the puck back in Flin Flon territory. Swings the pass to Martin. Back to center ice. Here comes Breho. Across the line. Breho and Nifty to the outside. Shoots it on target. Tripped the save. Rebound picked up here and flipped back to center. Sykes knocked it down. He'll hammer it back in. Bombers coming hard now. There's McElwain along the board. Picked up by Huey. Huey's got it. Flipped it to the blue line. It gets out. Vansley for the Broncos. Losing it to Lalemire. They get tied up. Boy, Lalemire better be careful here. He grabbed him. Lucky he didn't get a penalty there. Broncos will dump it back in. They want to make a change. Flin Flon will move it ahead. That hit Cupid's skate. Didn't see it. Knutson up the middle. Cordy tapped that back in the Flin Flon zone, but quickly knocked away. Here's Leo Seitz up the left side. There's a penalty coming up here, I think, against the Broncos.
Yes, sir.
Leo Seitz in the corner. Penalty coming up against Humboldt. Bruce at the blue line. 10. Hold it in. He goes back to his blue line. They better be careful. The net is empty. The Bombers pull the goalie. I've seen this happen.
Yes,
where he sends a pass back and nobody's there and it goes in the net. Seitz to center. Nice pass to Muka. In tight. There's a backhander by Bruce, and that one goes wide again. Flin Flon with the pressure going. Delayed penalty coming up against the Broncos. They'll touch it. And with 4:05 to go, I'm not sure about the call here. Did you see it?
I did not, Rob. It's something in the corner.
They're signaling a cross-checking penalty. Cordy's going to go here. So Flin Flon will go to the power play here for the 4th time here tonight. Try to get the official here on the goal. I can't understand the word he says downstairs. I just can't make out anything he says. I'll go to the score sheet here. We'll get that momentarily. The face-off once again in the Humboldt zone. They're left to the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Delisle getting set for the face-off here against Huey. And what a chance this is. Muka knocked it down. Here's Fashon. Along the boards to Delisle. Back to Fashon. Fashon for Delisle. Here's a shot. Tritt to save. Rebound. Chance for Lees, but Tritt's got that. And he'll hang on. So the official on the Morozov goal, Mounier and Arbery get the assist on that one. Well, what a chance this is for Flin Flon. 3:54 remaining in the game and 1:49 remaining in the cross-checking penalty against Cordy. Last night was a thriller. This one just looked up to the building again. Fashon, top of the circle, Delisle. Here's a chance for Stitton. Back out front, Delisle. A shot! Scores! Power play goal! Maverick Delisle will score. It's a 3-2 Flin Flon lead off the post and in. You got to tell me who you're waving to.
I'm waving to his mom and his aunt.
Are they actually looking up here?
Yeah, they're waving at me. They're over on the other side. I'm so happy for them. They're great people from Quebec. I can tell you, Maverick Delisle, talk to me, Goose, is not feeling great tonight.
That was a heck of a shot.
It was fantastic.
Flin Flon will get the power play goal. Delisle will score at the 16-14 mark. And what a year that Maverick Delisle is having, as he will score on the power play. And for Maverick Delisle this year, that is his 8th of the year. So Flin Flon for the first time tonight will take the 3-2 lead. 3.5 minutes to go as that puck gets flipped up with the Flin Flon bench. But boy, I guess you can kind of sense it coming the way the Flin Flon played. Out shooting the Broncos 19-4 in the third period.
Phillips having a chat with Wyatt Stinton.
And Flin Flon's hit 3 goalposts tonight too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah. 44-24 shots. Real happy for the Delisles, but as we call them, the Delisles.
So 3:34 to go. Sitting the lineup and face-off here against Phillips. Right back to Ward. Flin Flon keeps coming. Boy, what an effort they've had here tonight. And they'll throw it back in. A 3-2 lead. Maverick Delisle, the power play goal, his 8th of the season. Ward's been great again for Flin Flon tonight at center. Throws it on target, and Trent will make the save. Rebound is picked up here by Holowachuk. Puck will hit a skate. Comes outside the zone. Grabbed here by Ward. Move it to Ewan. Ewan's had a nice game tonight. Beats his guy along the boards. Back over to Delisle. A chance again. Oh, didn't miss by much. Grazes the left shoulder that time of Trent. Delisle close to scoring again. Broncos will pick it up. This is the big forward Phillips. Back up the middle to LaSalle. Knocked away from him. Flin Flon will tap it back in Humboldt territory. Icing called. Breho did everything he could to beat his guy, but they'll blow it down. And with 2:44 to go, a big face-off back in the Flin Flon zone. Breho having a conversation here with Simchishin, the big Humboldt D-man. There's a really small player on Humboldt, is there?
No, they're a big team.
And a big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. 2:44 remaining. Cordy there for the draw. You know, he wants to make up. He took that penalty away.
Yes, he did, and he played a good game.
He's a great player. Had a beautiful goal in last night's game. Ward will pick it up. Back of the net it goes. Martin will get the puck out. Simchishin races back. Breho on top of him. Just got rid of it. Cordy comes back to the Humboldt blue line. Leaves it there. Strizzy will feed it back to McElwain. To Simchishin too far. That's an icing call. And a break for Flin Flon. They'll get the face-off back in the Humboldt zone with 2:23 to go. I think Braden Klamosko's going to get close to calling a timeout.
Yeah.
He's got the board out, and he's writing some stuff down on it.
Drawing pictures.
They're going to want to get that goalie out, too, if they can, if they don't get a goal here in the next minute or so. So 2:23 remaining. A big face-off in the Humboldt zone. Arbery, Lees, and Morozov, who's got a goal here in the third period, got the tying goal. Yakupchuk and Bruce on the back end. Flin Flon wins the face-off. They've been so good in the draws here tonight. Arbery throws a big check. Why Flin Flon wants this one tonight. They're working extra hard. Yakupchuk at center will drill it back in. There's McElwain up the boards. Morozov can't knock it down. Here comes Cordy quickly to center. Slides the pass. There's a chance. Strizzy walks in. Save made. Rebound.
Nice play.
And now Strizzy will take Bruce down back of the net as they tie up. 1:58 to go. And Klamosko still has the board out. Assuming a timeout coming up here right away.
Rob, you mentioned Humboldt being the best team in the league, but I got to tell you, the Bombers are only 4 points behind them, I think.
It's a big one here tonight
Yeah.
for the season series. The Broncos have called a timeout. You know what? We're going to do the same. Back in 30 seconds for this exciting conclusion here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
You feed them, walk them, and love them. And at the end of the day,
Just one,
Creighton
got
Furniture
it.
knows you wouldn't trade the fur-covered laundry for anything. Although you could upgrade your washer and dryer with Maytag's Pet Pro laundry system and say goodbye to relying on lint rollers to save the day. You can enjoy fur-free laundry in any style you'd like. Whether
10
that's with
seconds.
Maytag's front-load or top-load washer and their dryers powered by electric or gas. Conquer pet hair like a pro with Maytag at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
Rob?
I think we're back. I can't hear a thing here with all these horns going off. Is it me or does this feel like a playoff game?
Yeah, it does.
It's electric in the Whitney Forum here tonight for sure. 1:58 to go. The Humboldt net is empty. And the Broncos going to go for broke here with a lot of time on the clock. Miller sits for the face-off here against Lees. Off the draw, the Broncos will get the puck in deep. It's lifted to Arbery. And he's going to send it down the ice. That'll be an icing call. Or will it? Ewan racing after it. Trips up his guy.
Got to be careful. You don't want to ice
Great
that.
effort to get down there.
Yeah,
though.
you don't want to ice that puck.
I think if you're in trouble, though, Mike, you don't want to cough it up in your own zone. Humboldt's got a lot of dangerous weapons.
Yeah, I don't know. But they're back in there, and they're good face-off men.
1:46 to go. Big face-off once again inside the Flin Flon zone. This time they'll move over to the right side of the ice. Tiller will take the draw against Lees again. Lees break. Somebody broke his stick. Puck will come to the blue line. Held in. That got blocked. Hewitt for the empty net. Shoots it. Oh, racing over. Caller Miller might have saved the game for Humboldt. Hewitt had that corner pick, and Miller came over and blocked it. He got a new piece of lumber, got right over there. What a play that was. Grabbed by Yakupchuk. He'll lift it back in. McElwain there to get it. 1:24 to go. McElwain forced back of the net. Arbery will watch him. They'll let Strizzy take it. Strizzy dropped it there for McElwain. McElwain has got it. Look out, he falls down, but leaves the puck there for Knudsen. Phillips will dump it in. Puck will roll back to the Bomber net. Picked up here by Yakupchuk. There's Bruce. Up the boards. Arbery, does he get it out? No, he doesn't. He'll get a second chance, though. Played it ahead. Wyatt Stitton had a beat on it. It rolls off his stick with a minute remaining in the hockey game. That goes off the side of the goal. Stitton after it. He dug it free back of the net. Then he gets the high stick up here, did he not? The Humboldt bench is going crazy. Stitton hit McElwain with a high stick and play continues. Bronco bench incensed. Big hit there. Alexander stepped into his guy. Action happening everywhere. Holowachuk back at his blue line. Feeds it back to Miller. He'll dump it in deep. Strizzy after it. Back out front it goes. Flin Flon tried to get the puck out. Ewan tied up. Can't get a stick on it. Here's Skogstad. 17 seconds remaining. He's got the puck along the boards. Flin Flon digging free. Yakupchuk got a whack at it. Got blocked. Somebody's down on the ice there. And it's underneath a whole pile of guys. They'll get a face-off with 8.2 seconds remaining here in this third period. And boy, we got stuff happening everywhere.
Sticks flying, bodies flying. What a hit Alexander threw. Good clean check.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again as McElwain limps to get back on the ice. The hardest hitter I've seen since Tutu.
Yeah. McElwain.
Those guys just go through you. They don't hit you. They go through you. And that's what he reminds me of when he plays the body. But here's a big face-off back at the Flin Flon zone. 8.2 seconds to go. 40 set for the draw here against Stitton. Deep in Flin Flon territory on the left of the young netminder, Bradley. It's a big one. Stitton falls down. Strizzy will pick it up. Throws it out front. I'm not sure who it hit. It's on the back of the net. Puck rolls in front. Flin Flon trying to get one. Good big puck, and they're going to get it out. They're going to hang on to win this game. Look out, we got a big melee happening here.
This is trouble now.
Ewan throwing haymakers. Brett Ewan getting into it here with the Knudsen. I'm not sure what happened at the end of the game here. The Bombers set the puck up. There's a scrap. We got another one happening here between Phillips, the big 6'7" guy. He grabbed a hold of Wyatt Stitton. And the Broncos not taking too kindly here to this 3-2 loss. Carter Hanson's got to hold guys back on the bench here. They're trying to get on the ice here. Did you see what led to those fights?
Just they were trying to get out. They got tangled up, I think. But holy, Brett Hewitt was just throwing haymakers. They got to get Phillips off the ice. That's not an easy chore.
What a finish here tonight. Bombers are 21 shots here in the third period. Broncos with just 5.
Coach begging his players to get off the ice. Not happy with the referees.
Look out, Phillips still wants a hold of somebody. He's trying to get at that Bomber.
Wyatt Stitton chasing him.
It'll be the fourth and final meeting of the year. Will they meet the playoffs again? I think Big Phillips is hoping that they will. But what a finish here tonight.
Kevin Klamosko is livid.
Well, like I said to you before, Mike, this almost feels like a playoff game.
Well, absolutely. It's going to be interesting what happens. I don't know what the rules are fighting at the end of the game like that.
They're having a heck of a time getting Phillips into that locker room. He's still out there trying to... He's not a happy camper.
Neither is Braden Klamosko.
No, he's not. There's a lot of stuff that happened at the end of the game here tonight. And it was really hard to keep track of everything that was going on. There was so much. I think he wants to talk to the referee here.
Yeah, he does.
Very interesting how it all kind of unfolded. All in all, it was a very entertaining hockey game, but some ugly stuff at the end here.
They had the Stitton high stick that maybe should have been called.
Yeah, it should have been.
And that agitated the Humboldt Broncos.
Sure, yeah.
And, you know, boys will be boys, Rob.
Well, Braden Klamosko wants to talk to... I think the referee's purposely avoiding skating over there, if you want my opinion.
Braden Klamosko is livid, and you can see how he's marching off the ice.
There's security down the Humboldt room. I think some fans have done some stuff over there, too. Anyway, we're going to take a break and try to sort of, what a wild finish here tonight for the Bombers. A very huge victory as they come from behind for the second straight night against the best team in the league. And a hard-fought 3-2 win here tonight. I bet you're glad you're here for this one.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable hockey.
Let's take a break. We got a lot to get to for the Whitney Forum tonight, but I think it's safe to say parents and all the fans here got their money's worth once again. Flin Flon wins it 3-2. Maverick Delisle, the power play winner. And the Bombers hang on for a hard-fought 3-2 win here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community.
Do you need any promos? I don't think so.
Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years.
Okay.
They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for.
Arctic Beverages and Gatorade Water are supporters of all athletes. Whether you are in competitive sports or a weekend walker, skier, or snowshoer, hydration is key. And with Gatorade Water, you get no sugary or salty taste, and its infused electrolytes will keep you going as you're out walking Fido or practicing for the big game. Gatorade Water, crystal clear, electrolyte ready. Distributed locally by Arctic Beverages. Gotta love it.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
And we're back in the Whitney Forum. Flin Flon, boy, what a victory tonight. 46 shots they fire on Charlie Trick. And there's still something happening here. Now the Humboldt trainer's getting into it here with one of the Bomber fans. And I think did something happen behind that bench there?
I don't know, Rob. I don't know. But, yeah.
They're not happy. Something went down. Now Carter Harrison's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's coming over and having something to say as well.
I think he had it. I don't know. Oh, yeah,
he's coming up here for his interview.
Yeah.
Anyway, something went on down at that corner. That's unfortunate. I know fans are excited their team wins, but you also got to, act a little bit of class too, do you not?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure what happened there, but I mean, I know there's a big. It's unfortunate ending to what was a really, really good hockey game.
And why get into it with the trainer? Poor guy's just trying to keep everybody put together after those fights. So.
Let's run down the final scoring summary here tonight. It was a good opening period for the Humboldt Broncos. They get both their goals tonight. Flick will get his second from Inglis in Skogstad, opening things up at 9:47. Miller comes back his ninth from Cordy and Knutson at 11:48. And again, they look like they were, on their way with the powerful team that they have. But, Flin Flon, just like last night, just refused to quit and kept coming. A big goal by Lalamier in the second tonight. He gets his pick from Uke at 10:21. Got them on the board at 2-1. Flin Flon had a lot of great opportunities, a lot of goal posts tonight. We were kind of wondering would they be able to get that second goal, but they did. They worked so hard here in the third tonight. Morozov, what a Bomber debut. His first from, it looks like Arbery and Muka, the assists on that one at 14:48. And the eventual game winner, a late power play goal by Maverick Delisle, his 8th from Stinton and Pashon at 16:11, and that ends up being the game winner. Shots, boy, Flin Flon 25 shots in the third period. They wind up with 46 tonight. The Broncos only 5. They wind up with 26. Humboldt 0 for 2 on the power play. Flin Flon finishing up 1 for 4. But all in all, a 4-point weekend, and with the victory here tonight, like you mentioned, pick up their 12th win of the season, and with the win, will leapfrog the Nipawin Hawks for 4th overall. That's 1 point behind Weyburn. Flin Flon getting a favor tonight because it looks like Warman has beaten Weyburn. But what a very emotional night here at the Whitney Forum.
Great weekend for the Bombers. Parents' weekend and 2 wins against the number 1 team in the league. Come on, and how can it get any better, Rob?
It's unfortunate it's the last time they play because every game this year has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that was great. This Bomber team, resilient, and very balanced. It's a balanced team, and there's no passengers. The entire team comes to play every night. From goalie to scoring forwards. They're it's a fun team to watch. Yet again, Mike Reagan pulls another one together.
Well, we talk about the impressive record. The Bombers have it 12-6-1, 8-0 at the Whitney Forum.
Yeah, absolutely. What a fun game. Heart still pounding after that ending. That was something.
We talk about obviously all the goals that were scored, but how about the play of the Flin Flon Bomber backup netminer this weekend? A weekend he won't forget. Matthew Bradley struggling a little bit earlier in the year. He comes in relief yesterday, gives up 1 goal on 20 shots, and how about his performance again here tonight? Yeah,
exactly. Matt Bradley did himself some big favors, I think, in my opinion, this weekend, and he showed Coach Reagan what he's made of. He hasn't had a chance to play a lot, but boy, did he play great. He was fantastic. So, there's Mike Reagan directing people. Is he coming up? I don't know if he's coming up or not.
We're going to take a break, come back to all the post-game show awards first. How does that sound?
Yep. You want to do post-game now, Rob?
No, we're going to take a break and come back.
Sorry, I'm watching Mike.
3-2 the final for Flin Flon. Exciting game here at the Whitney Forum tonight. We'll take a break. Post-game show awards and the Great North post-game both coming up here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Make the big game even bigger by visiting the North of 53 Co-op before kickoff. Stock up on pre-made sandwiches, chips, and dips. Or go long with fresh chicken wings that you can make into a flavorful winner. And the end of 3-down season means the end of grilling season. So become a barbecue MVP with one last chance to make the crowd go wild. Whether you're rooting for or against the Green Machine, you can always cheer for freshness, value, and selection at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
The McDonald's drive-thru at the Walmart location is open Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Thursday to Saturday, 24 hours, and they're also open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Stop by, enjoy all your favorite menu items, including the Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, Chicken McNuggets, McChicken, delicious fries, and all your favorite breakfast items. And don't forget to check out the McDonald's app or come to McDonald's to redeem the back-to-school coupons, all at your local McDonald's restaurant at the Walmart location in Flin Flon.
Alrighty, we're back here at the Whitney Forum. We'll bring Mike Reagan in momentarily, but first, I know everybody's waiting with bated breath. Mike Slip's KFC 3-star selection.
We said earlier, Rob, it's so hard to pick 3 stars on this Flin Flon Bombers.
Well, you had them written down pretty quickly.
I do, but it's still tough. Number 3 star, Nathan Lelemaire. He's a great goal, and he was flying around the ice tonight. I thought he played a great game. Number 2 star, I'm giving to the newcomer, Daniel Morozov. What a skater he looks like, and he's made some great moves. He looks for open ice, he finds open ice, and he was able to put a beautiful goal in. And 1st star, as I say, I sat with his mom and his aunt earlier today. Maverick, talk to me, Goose Delisle. He just a beautiful goal. He's a great skater, and I know he's not feeling very well tonight, so a great game by him. Warrior of the game goes to Matt Bradley.
Good pick.
Another great game tonight. He came through, didn't have a ton of shots, 26, but he made some great saves. Rhett Ewan could have got that too. His mom and dad were kind of disappointed with his play in the first period, but he came around second and third. But I got to talk about Oakley McElwain for the Humboldt Broncos. Never leaves the ice, played hard, got hit with a couple of high sticks, and kept bouncing back. So just a great overall game by the Flin Flon Bombers.
It certainly was, and big thanks to Mike for helping out tonight. We'll bring Mike Reagan, the head coach GM, in. He's enjoying the festivities on the ice. Of course, it is Parents' Weekend, and the players, the billets, and all the families are gathering out there for what will be a photo here on the ice, which is always a a special weekend in the season, Mike, but wow, what an ending.
Yeah, Hardy, I mean, I told the guys there that it was quite the weekend, and can't question our character or our heart or our resilience.
I think you might even play better tonight.
Yeah, I think we're good. You know, there's no question about it. Well, no, for sure we
25 shots in the third period.
Hardy, for sure we were, because last night we were loose. You know, I think we gave up too many good scoring opportunities off the rush, some poor line changes, just some bad decisions, you know. But tonight we tightened it up, you know, quite a bit, and obviously, you know, getting down 2-0 again wasn't the recipe, but just shows the character, and our bench is really positive this year. You know, we've tried to make a mental note of just staying positive with the guys and keeping them believing, and back-to-back nights it's paid off for us. So real proud of the guys. You know, it felt like a playoff game.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah, it was, you know, I mean, I told the guys too, the new guys, that you got a feel of what the atmosphere's kind of like in the playoffs here, but probably 10 times as loud as it was. But boy, it feels good. That adrenaline for sure is awesome, and real happy for obviously the parents that made their long trip here, and they definitely got rewarded.
Got to be happy, Mike. 2 back-to-back wins against arguably the top. Well, they are the top, one of the top teams in the league for sure. A deep team, a big team. They're well balanced, but boy, 4 points here, and 2 come from behind wins against this very good Humboldt team.
Yeah, for sure, Hardy. And you know, the thing about it though is, like, I couldn't tell you who our first line is. You know, like I feel like we've got 4 really good lines. You know, Morzo scores a huge goal for us tonight as he's getting knocked down and throws it upstairs. You can see his skill and what he can bring to the table. So, you know, Lalomere hasn't scored in a while, and you know, he's obviously disappointed that he hasn't scored more. But you know, he found a way tonight, and that's important. And he played like he needs to, you know, a power forward that goes to the net and he gets rewarded. And then obviously Mav scoring the winner on the power play. And I thought our power play was great all weekend. Like, it was a threat out there. You could tell that we had some really good looks, and Humboldt was on their heels. They were almost guessing at what we were doing, and that. So a lot of positives here this weekend, and just happy to be a part of it.
Well, and like you said, 8-0 at home now, Mike. I mean, you've had obviously great home records in the past, but 8-0 this year was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great building to play in. It's a tough building to play in if you're a visitor, and we like playing here. You know, I think that there's no better rink in the league. There's obviously Estevan that's beautiful, and some other new rinks and stuff like that, but you don't get the same feeling that you do in this building. You know, when you step into it, you know you're in a hockey rink, and you know, obviously we believe we've got the best fans in the league, and they do a tremendous job of giving us that extra boost when we need it.
Morozov, his debut, Mike, he looked good, scored a beautiful goal.
Yeah, I mean, this clutch, like you guys said, he skates well. He looks like an offensive threat. He's creative. He's got a bit of a nose for the net, you can tell. You know, I think that we threw Joey and Rito with him, and I think that that's a nice balance. And, you know, hopefully that line can continue to build chemistry and be a threat.
You know, you win it 3-2. It's a tight game, but you had 3 goalposts tonight and a lot of missed nets. I mean, this team generated, I mean, after the first period, I thought Humboldt did a really good job, blocked a lot of shots, but the second came on and you just kept building momentum, and got a lot of great chances. I mean, tonight, I mean, you probably could have had 6 or 7 goals.
Yeah, you're right, Hardy. I mean, we missed some great opportunities. Landon Alexander early on, 2-on-1, misses the net, like a wide open net. It was a great feed, and I think Stinto hit the post or the crossbar in the second period. Rhett fired one over the net. We had a couple other posts, like you said. Again, we created a lot here tonight, and I think it was a real positive for, you know, the way we want to play, and you can tell that the guys are gelling.
Well, you mentioned it had the feel of a playoff game. You look at how it ended. I mean, we had a couple tussles out here at the end of the game. Boy, I'm not sure what happened at the end there, but Were you kind of worried that it could break out when we had a really good fight between, I can't remember who Ewan was even fighting again, but they had a great scrap here, and then there was another one inside the zone. Were you thinking, Mike, look out, this could get ugly?
Oh, yeah. Like, I wasn't really watching what happened. And
I didn't see what started it either. I just saw the
guys left
fight.
the bench, and then all of a sudden I look, and it's kind of like a couple of mitts are dropped, and I thought, holy smokes, this could turn ugly, and thankfully it didn't, but it definitely got the juices flowing.
Momentum now for the road, Mike. You head off to face Warman, and you might look at it on the score sheet, think it's an easy 4 points. It's not. I mean, they had a big win against Weyburn here tonight, and, when they're here in the Whitney Forum, Mike, back in October, the early part of October, they played you pretty tough here.
Yeah, no, I think Warman's done a great job. I think they're a better team than their record.
Big win tonight, 7-3 over Weyburn.
Yeah, and I know Weyburn's got a heck of a team, and that's a tough place to play too. So, good on them, and it's not going to be easy, but I know that we're going to have a large crowd in Warman there for the first ever game. Flin Flon Bombers in Warman there, so it's going to be special. A lot of good friends that live in Saskatoon that are going to be there, and we're looking forward to seeing people wearing their maroon and white and supporting the team.
That might almost feel like a home game.
Well, you never know.
There's going to be a lot of Bomber fans there, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I know of several that are coming.
Yeah.
Including my buddy Ace Whiteman.
Well, do you think Aaron Morin's going to make the trip? I mean, it's not that far for him.
There's no excuses, Aaron, and I know you're listening, so we'd really love to see you.
Yeah. If you're not there, then you're in trouble, Rob.
Well, Clayton Quinn will give him a ride, so he'll probably be there. But
Donovan Gates going to be there.
But yeah, I think it's going to have a feeling of a Flin Flon home game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited about it. So we're going to enjoy this weekend with the parents here and get ready practice Monday, and then we're leaving Tuesday early in the morning there, Rob. So don't be late.
So anyway, exciting stuff though, Mike. A 4-point win, a 4-point weekend against this good Humboldt Bronco team, and to come from behind and to win the way you did. Saw the character last night, but I thought tonight really dictated the pace in the second and third period. And you got a lot younger team than they have.
Yeah, I mean, we got 14 guys that are 18 and under, and but very good hockey players and guys that compete hard, skate well, good skill. I like this team. We've made a couple changes over the last little bit, and we're not a finished product by no means, but I like where we are for this point in the year.
Great win tonight. Great weekend, Mike. Thank you very much. We'll take one last break. Come back with Mike Slip and a wrap-up here for the Whitney Forum momentarily. Bombers, a hard-fought 3-2 victory against the Humboldt Broncos. What a weekend here at the Whitney Forum on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
It's Black Friday all month long at Great North GM in the Paw. That means $1,000 off all new inventory for November on top of other great deals, like 0% financing on select 2026 models, as well as all 2025 models and 1,500 light-duty trucks for up to 84 months. Plus, appointments are filling up fast, so book quickly to get your tires changed. Located 212 LaRose Avenue in the Paw. Experience the best November savings because it's always a great day at Great North GM in the Paw. The KFC famous chicken sandwich is such a quality, award-winning product that the commercial really doesn't need a lot of bells and whistles. Sure, we could say it goes great with a large gravy, and the Tom Josh from Intelligence for Your Brain enjoys it. But when you have a triple-breaded buttermilk marinated filet on a fresh potato bun, all you gotta do is let people know that the famous chicken sandwich is at KFC. So good.
With 102.9 CFAR's weekly auction, you never know what kind of deal you'll find.
Don't miss the savings.
Visit FlinFlonOnline.com and see what's being bid on next. You never know what kind of gold you'll
10
strike
seconds.
next. Do you accept cash? Keep listening to 102.9 CFAR.
Gold in the back row. Thank you very much. You're the buyer.
Your radio.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum. Quickly, before we wrap things up, we'll take a look at the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard here tonight. We told you the upset of the night. Warman, who Flin Flon will see on Tuesday and Wednesday, winning in Weyburn tonight, 7-3. That's a big win.
Yeah, that's not an easy win either.
No, the Weyburn Red Wings are another good team again this year. But, boy, that's got to be a confidence builder for them with Flin Flon coming in Tuesday, Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Battleford knocks off Nipawin 4-1. So, like we said, with that, Flin Flon will leapfrog the Hawks now and take over sole possession of fourth place. Flin Flon improving to 11-6-1 and have 25 points, 2 points up on Nipawin. The Hawks, though, still have a game in hand. Elsewhere, Estevan, what a game they had. 7-4, they beat Kindersley. And Melfort, tough one last night, got shut out against Nipawin. 8-1, they beat Laurens tonight.
I met the mayor of Laurens, and we were arguing about hockey a little bit this last week.
MJHL finals, Steinbach over the Winnipeg Monarchs 4-1. Selkirk beat, Dauphin beat Selkirk 4-2. Whistler downing Swan Valley 6-2. Vernon, wow, a big 9-4 win against Portage. The Blues hang on for a 3-2 win over Wayway and Niverville. What a program they have, number 2 ranked team in the country. A 7-1 victory against the Northern Manitoba Blizzard. Once again, zone volleyball here today. Congratulations to Hatnot Queens, their 6th straight zone championship in Cranberry. Beat MVCI in a thrilling final here today. MVCI boys, maybe a little bit tougher than they thought. They took down Cranberry in 3 sets, but they are the number 7 ranked team in the province. I saw them play Hatnot today. Boy, they look really good. Yeah. Cranberry, those obviously got a good team as well. Anyway, MVCI boys will win that, and they're off to provincials as well. Lots of hockey going on out of town with minor hockey teams. U13 Kinsman Bombers, they're going to play tomorrow as they're in the final, I think it must be the B final that they're in. U11 B Bombers lost the Pond 9-2. They played for 3rd place. That was tonight. Didn't get a final score on that one. And the U13 Kinsman Bombers beat Saskatoon, the Vipers, 4-0 today. They'll play for bronze. That tournament's actually in Humboldt. They'll play Eli tomorrow, or they'll play in the bronze medal game. Eli Crisp, by the way, had the shutout in that game. And I think that's pretty much everything that's happening out of town. Anyway, quite the game, quite the weekend for the Bombers. But, boy, who would have thought that maybe one win against Humboldt to win both of them is going to be pretty exciting for this young crew.
Looking at Oakley McElwain across the way, he's struggling walking. Just a great game by him. He
never left the ice.
Never left the ice, and he's showing the wear from that. So really good, really good hockey game by 2 really good teams.
And kudos to the Bombers for getting her done against a very formidable opponent, of course, in Humboldt, as the Bombers pick up the victory here once again tonight, 3-2. And the season series now, the Bombers wind up 2-1-1 in the 4 meetings. So like Brendan Klomosko talked about that in the pregame, how big it was. So full marks for the come from behind victory once again here tonight. That's going to do it for our broadcast. Of course, we want to thank everybody that made it happen. Mike Reagan, Brendan Klomosko for their comments before and after the game here tonight. Reed Arbery, who had another good game, our Creighton Pizza player profile. Of course, the Flin Flon Bomber Legend Series. Great to catch up with Nolan Weir. Once again, a part of that 92-93 championship team. Love chatting hockey with him. Just a fantastic human being. Great to have Nolan back on the broadcast. He joined us in a second. And, of course, Mike Slip color commentary and Ray back at CF Air Control. The final score, the Flin Flon Bombers hang on for a 3-2 victory. Improved to 8-0 at the Whitney Forum and 11-6-1 overall. And moving to within Weyburn for 1 point for 3rd spot after the Wings lost to Warman. And the Hawks also lost tonight. So Flin Flon getting some help in the standings. Who now head off to Warman for games Tuesday and Wednesday. Both those games here on 102.9 CFAR, FlinFlonOnline.com. 7 o'clock start time, so that means we're on the air both nights with the pregame at 6:40. Quickly, Grey Cup Sunday. Who are you picking in the big game tomorrow?
Well, Rob, I'm going to have to pick the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It hurts my heart to do it because I'm a Stampeder fan, but I think they've got the horses to win that.
I think they're a better, well-balanced team. I mean, Montreal's good, but...
And the Montreal quarterback, I think, is dinged up quite a... excuse me.
That'll be a factor.
Yeah. So the Saskatchewan Roughriders tomorrow, Rob, and I know a lot of my Saskatchewan friends will agree with me.
We'll see what happens, but that's a wrap for the Whitney Forum tonight. A big thanks to everybody for listening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the Grey Cup tomorrow. And don't forget to tune in from Warman Tuesday and Wednesday night. Pre-game both nights at 6:40. Drop of the puck at 7 o'clock.